Greetings once again, travelers. Our group of intrepid privateers, pirates if you will, have found themselves on the shores of Tidewater Rock. After a few little adventures across the shackles, they found themselves in need of a new base of operation. They found themselves at a place that screams useful. On shipping lanes, a very fortuitous vantage point. But there are folks that are living there. An old madam, exiled from her homelands, widowed, and her soldiers maintaining guard at a single point. So, it is time for negotiations. Let us see how these negotiations fare for our fair crew here. Will they be friendly, or a different kind of negotiation? We shall see. So, Buccaneers to Shackled Sea, woo! Welcome. Yes, we missed last week. Our group had some misadventures in a Tianian settlement, Genzai, and after which they continued their journeys and have now found themselves outside of Tidewater Rock. So, I believe at the end you were approaching as if you wanted to negotiate.
That is correct.
Will give the folks here a check. There could be some other information that they may know related to from the basis of information they gained through Nat that might help in negotiations. So, anybody could give me a knowledge, local, or history check to have a little bit of extra information that perhaps you could share. A little bit
I'm
of...
not helpful in this at all. Not even trained in those.
I roll really high all the time, so I'm very useful.
Yeah, Cole's very smart.
I'm also not trained in this skill, so it doesn't matter. I get a 10.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can roll for like DC 10, right?
DC 10 will not help at this point in time.
Then there's no point in me rolling.
Yes. Lightning, do you want to roll and see if your character had more insights based on the information she gained?
Lightning is eating food, apparently. That is here. There we go.
Okay. Yes. Then all the insights in the world, apparently. Alright. So, you will know that this is information that Nat can share with you, which I'm going to assume Nat shared ahead of time as you were approaching, about a little bit more about the... Because Lady Agasta Smithy, there wasn't a lot as much known about her. But her husband is a little infamous. Her late husband. Where the hell is this? Iron Bert Smithy, he was known as. Bertram Smithy. He was actually the captain of a number of ships and held this area under control. It's assumed that Tidewater... from your knowledge, it's assumed that Tidewater Rock must have been one of his final places that he had control over. But it was thought that this entire region was under his control. He wasn't a pirate. He was a refugee noble, but he came with a small entourage. He actually went to a war with a free captain, Carola Antiochus, and he failed. He was never seen from again. The reason was for the what's the word I'm looking for? Intervention of a previously unknown ally of Carola Antiochus, Barnabas Harrigan. Captain Smithy managed to sink Antiochus's one of Antiochus's ship and was last seen on the deck, crippled and sinking into this the eye of the Veil, sinking Veil at the mercy of the Eye's hurricane wind. So they were fighting at the Eye, which is
all the way like up here.
The Eye of Abagendo.
This way.
Yeah, that's where they went and did battle, basically. Rumor has it that Harrigan attempted to take control of all of Smithy's territory. And something happened, and he didn't. You can surmise, most likely, at the time, probably this place was a lot more guarded all those years ago. And obviously it's still guarded now. It's a very defendable position. He failed to take it over on a direct assault and just gave up. Why bother? It's just an old widow and some soldiers. So maybe you can do, in a way, what he could never do, with honeyed words, rather than force of arms. Or you could try force of arms, which you've obviously heard that, he failed, apparently. But they might not be as well defended as they were, decades ago.
Probably not. But
well, if words will work, let's give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have my spell list ready to go.
But I will tell you, you will realize, certainly, that if you want to help your negotiations along, mentioning that you have a common enemy wouldn't be a bad thing. A.K.A. the murder of your husband is our enemy. There you go.
We've killed some of the crew from the scum Harrigan.
Well, you did. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we as a ship.
Okay, so you can approach from the docks. Approaching Tidewater Rock, you do get the sense that there is certainly tension in the air. Obviously, you've been seen. You're not attempting to be well hidden. Did you want to try to dock your ship at the docks or take a dinghy in? Both are options.
Yaalkol would suggest we take the boat in.
So
Erik
let's see
thinks
why we
that's
wouldn't.
probably not a good idea.
I mean, well, they're gonna have to. I mean, what we're docking at? There's a little dock. How far away from the tower, right? Isn't like the tower all the way up a hill and shit?
Yes, there is a stairway that leads to it. It is.
I guess since Revia is coming on board with us, it's not like Revia is staying back on the ship and they could easily navigate us out of the dock if need be. We would need to get back down to the ship either way. So I guess we might as well go in unless anybody else has any other reason that we shouldn't.
I mean, you're obviously flying flags of peace, so as much as they have weapons drawn, they aren't firing on you. As you kind of then approach the top of the tower, or the tower, from the top up at the battlements, a man will step forward. Let me switch over to this so I can show off the dude. I have to edit you so you can be seen by players. This man will kind of approach from the top. He kind of like stand over the side and kind of like look down at you and being like, "What business do you have here?"
Yaalkol will like look as he always does. He sort of like looks to the others to respond first, and then has like a moment of reverie as he remembers that he's the captain, and will say, "We have to talk to the lady in charge."
So you wish to speak to my lady? Well, I could perhaps get her. May I ask who's calling on her this day?
The Russians. We're looking for a submarine.
I didn't want to say it, alright? I didn't want to say it.
I am doing a very Sean Connery. Don't mind it.
I couldn't
No, you're
resist,
doing a
dude.
perfect. You're doing a flawless Russian accent.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Royster, best boy.
Yes, flawless Russian accent. You're correct. All right. Sorry.
I will, Yaalkol will sort of like puffing himself up a little bit, step forward and say, I am Captain Yaalkol of the Dragon's Promise. We come here as, I sort of look over the Revia, to Revia, no, she said negotiate. Negotiate with, your lady. We are looking for a port, friendly one that we can go and have our ship at and stuff, so we can pirate around here. And this is a great place. And I think that we can.
I just like put my hand on you. Like, stop talking. You've gone on rambling.
Mm-hmm. So, kind of emerging, kind of behind this older mustached man, this woman will kind of step out and be like, "It's all right, Sergeant McClay. I am Lady Smithy. So you seek to parley with me, or at least some form of peaceful negotiations."
Yes, we speak to parley.
And how could I believe such knaves that have said themselves to be pirates? There are many that would seek to gain control of locations such as this throughout the Shackles. Granted, violence is much more their answer, and you at least seem to be using words. A step up from many of the savages we've encountered in the past.
I recall an enemy of yours, Captain Harrigan. He is ours as well. We have killed his men, taken his ship. And we've heard the tale of your husband and your loss. And we believe we can come to a beneficial arrangement.
Please make a diplomacy check.
I will try. Did great.
You
There's
did
the only thing I can roll high on.
Great. You did very good. All right. I will agree to having you come to dinner. But you are pirates and probably fearsome in your own right. So perhaps we can ensure a little bit of safety on your end to keep your conduct pleasant. One of your number, an officer of yours, just to be held as a guest of ours for a small time period while you are here.
We'll bring one.
All right then. Once we have our guest secured, we can talk dinner later on this evening. All right.
I'll look there, how cool, and then anyone else, they want to add anything here?
Yaalkol will do like a really weird, he goes to take off his hat, realizes he doesn't have a hat, and then he'll just kind of half bow.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that there's a bunch of these people here. There you go.
Oh, he's got a focus stick.
He's got a focus stick.
Oh no, spears. The 1d8 damage scares me.
All the guards are named Phil. That's his canon.
Yeah. I accept
that's real Phil energy right there.
Right. If anyone has a issue with it, I was thinking of putting Cog as the guest of honor, because if things get hairy, he probably has the best chance of escaping.
If you put it that way to him, he would actually probably agree to that one. he was like, yeah, he thinks he could probably punch his way out of a terrible situation. You know, that's definitely in his wheelhouse of his attitude.
And if it came to it, we wouldn't be leaving you behind.
Predator handshake.
Your floofy doctor will turn up, and I can feel invisible.
You know, I failed to consider
And
that.
trap people in shadows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably better.
Mm-hmm. Ah, and hero's itching for a fight.
I mean, don't need to pick a lock if they open the door looking for him.
All right, so I guess
What?
who are you having go
Rio.
up there?
Well, did Quentin have something else in mind? Yaalkol will say,
No.
Did you have someone in mind?
No.
Okay.
Okay, then. Doctor,
So-
I guess,
The person just has to go up to the door unarmored and unarmed, and everybody else should be at least 100 feet away. If Rio was to do that, Sergeant McClay and 2 guards will open the main door and usher them inside before shutting and securing the door. They will search Rio and then take them, confiscating anything other than normal clothing. Basically, like taking any kind of like jewelry or anything like that could be threatening. And then you're given like some decent food and water and locked in a area of the building, and then that's it. After which, McClay opens the door and will allow you to send in 5 folks. You will agree to 5 guests.
so that's...
Well, you know the 5 already.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Yes.
Probably the 5 most respectable looking, I would recommend.
So yeah, I point to everyone in the skull.
Mm-hmm.
Simplicity.
McClay, the man who you've heard now is McClay because Lady Smithy called him that. Will kind of go up to you and be like, "You're allowed to keep your weapons on. You're allowed to keep your weapons on you, but remember, we'll be armed as well, and we'll take care of the hostage the first sign of hostility. A lady is more willing to talk than I am. It is my job to keep her safe. Do you understand that?"
That won't be a problem.
So you'll be taken, let me switch maps here, because I have this convenient map of Tidewater Rock that you can be at. Because they provide it just in case, well, for various reasons, and one of them is for just in case of murder.
Good
I
old
love murder. Murder is my favorite thing.
So, of course, the tower entrance is B1 over here. And they have...
Put myself on this map.
Is the 4th floor the dinner table?
It is... Let me just make sure I get the right number. So B9 is where Rio's being kept.
Yeah, hold on.
B4 would be... Yeah, so yeah, B9, you're effectively in, it's the water stores. So you're being kept with the water.
Gotta go rescue the damsel in distress.
And yes, B11 is where you are heading to. That is the, on the 4th floor, which is the, I can see this here, the feast hall. A long oaken table can seat up to 10 fills this room, over which hangs a heavy iron chandelier. An arrow-slit alcove serves as a sideboard and generally holds a tapped keg of ale for mealtimes and off-duty guards. A wide window, the only true window in the castle, overlooks a picturesque harbor and admits a soft southerly breeze. There are sturdy oak shutters that can be barred from within in case of storms and such. From what you can tell, this door to the north probably leads to the battlements. The door to the east is closed, but Lady Smithy herself seems to come from that. There is a man serving here that seems to be perhaps one of the lady's main servants. The areas you would have passed through would have been probably, I'm just trying to figure out where they would have taken you up. Probably like B2 to B3, B5, B6, which would have led you to B7 and up. So you really didn't see what was on the third floor, but you would have gone through a guard room and a small workshop to the staircase which led up. The staircase certainly is a good defensive point for battling your way up here. It does look as though like it is difficult to get some of these other floors, certainly. Anyway, you'll be seated, and Sergeant McLean and a number of his guards will also be seated here. It seems as though that they are dining with you, because also they can be on guard. It seems as though at least one of the normal guards is not eating and is just hanging around the room. So Sergeant McClay and three of his soldiers are like on one, or kind of like on one side of the table, with Sergeant McClay kind of and one of the guards flanking Lady Smithy. So she's at like kind of like at the one end, and the rest of you kind of set up as you want, with Yaalkol being given a seat at the other end, which we'll say is like over probably like here. So you're probably
all over at this time.
Yeah, you're probably all over that end of the table. You're a little more squeezed in there than it shows, but whatever, it's just the nature of it. Yeah. I think I can...
Listen, when we're not in combat, we all fit within very small spaces, but when we're in combat, we all expand to 5-foot cubes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, she's down there.
Combat mode initiate.
Like just like a Transformers sequence, we all just go stretch.
We're like the ghost at the end of Ghostbusters.
There you go.
Sounds like a nightmare.
There you go. There's a bunch of dudes there.
They're a little squished.
They're a little squished. It's fine. All right. So, this man who I can give I don't have an image of, but I can give a good description of because he's just this man in his 70s, so a very older gentleman, seems to come in and bring the meal to set it up on the table. It is a very fine meal. Actually, though, there's two of them. There's a man and a woman, both old in their 70s. They will be present. It's a feast of boiled crab, butter-simmered sturgeon, goat cheese, hard bread, and washed down with copious amounts of ale and rum.
Fine dining for a lady.
I mean, honestly, fine dining for a lady that lives on a rock in the middle of nowhere.
That is a rock. It is a rock in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's true.
For a rock in the middle of nowhere,
I'm also just thinking like the copious amounts of ale. I can't just like ship in a little bit of wine or something.
probably save that for real special occasions.
Not for us plebeians.
Also,
You plebeian, maybe.
she's probably been living like in the shackles, in this area of the shackles, for many a decade now. Ale's probably she's gotten used to it, honestly, at this point in time. Not to mention,
Free shackles, lady.
probably like the age-old funding that probably existed has probably failed a lot in comparison to what it once was. Just saying. Anyway, feel free during this, if you have any kind of small talk or anything like that. She will not bring up any kind of business until after the meal. I will tell you that. But if there's anything you want to talk about during the meal, go ahead. Is there anything anybody
full on
wants?
ADHD scatterbrain mode today, so y'all are gonna have to carry the combos.
I mean, Yaalkol's just gonna slop up his dinner.
Unless someone addresses me, I'm not.
Quite embarrassingly, like hands in there, just like.
I'm like making a mental note to have Quentin teach y'all cool manners for the next time we do this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that can be done. That can be done. I look. like I said, full on ADHD scatterbrain mode, but Quentin makes some sort of small talk with her, just something. I don't know what.
I'm just trying to.
If we have nothing specific.
Well, no, the dinner's gonna be the negotiation, right? So this is like what we're doing.
Well, no, after the dinner, you never talk business while you're eating. Talk business after you're done eating. During dinner, that's just small talk.
I guess
that's what Ted's saying.
Okay.
If we have anything small talk we want to do, ask about.
Basically, right at the end of dinner.
wanna...
At the end of dinner, probably when there's like maybe like sweet pies or something like that are brought for like like a little like dessert. It's not anything super fancy again. In the middle of like in a tower in the middle of nowhere, that she's probably living in here for a few decades post her husband. She's definitely used to not having the finer things that she did before she was exiled. Probably got used to that while her husband was alive, unfortunately for her. But during that time, before the meal is over, right at the end of the meal would probably be the best time to go full business. But before then, you could kind of slip in some words about it, maybe, to think something like that, make some suggestions.
I'm gonna just try to get like an idea of the situation here, right?
I will tell you,
like,
she will
through to diversions.
She will definitely
Not
give
like,
you a general.
Hey, how many people do you know? What I mean? Like,
she's not going to give you any kind of like tactical information, but she can give you like a vague history of everything that's happened here on Tidewater Rock. You can get the full story of the exile of her family, of the time of like how this area once actually belonged to one of the former Hurricane Kings. One of them that was known as Storm Eyes. She was a very powerful captain that claimed the crown for herself, but when she relocated to Port Peril, she was assassinated. And so, therefore, things fell apart, and the crown of Hurricane King, as it usually does, falls into disarray as no one can actually agree on it, or no one claims enough power to gain it, kind of thing. The Hurricane King doesn't always exist, is kind of what to say it is. It takes a lot for one to name themselves above the Pirate Council. So Tidewater Rock, then, having the one who settled it kind of pass away, and then the things go into rebellion. Of course, it was kind of gone hand to hand between different people, and then the rebellion of Sagrava kind of happened. There was a alliance with some of the free captains during that time. So Tidewater Rock became less strategic, and so then the old age axiom, good fortune and sore sail, wait, none can crack Tidewater Rock, kind of came out. And that's when Bertram Smithy basically took over during that time period. The rebellion happened. The side that Bertram was and his wife were on lost, of course. And the old alliances and kind of broke down and stuff. So it was, for some time they controlled this area. And it was about maybe, I'd say maybe about 15 years ago, that Iron Bert set sail with his feud with Captain Antiquus, which you know that part of the story then. But she can then confirm that Harrigan did try to take over Tidewater Rock, but she managed to fend him off, and with such strength that it seemed as though Harrigan just decided to let her rot here and let her go. The reputation this place had decades ago is gone, honestly. The old story still kind of exists, but, and, I mean, the thing is, certainly, I will tell you, Quentin, you can tell this woman now is, probably in her 50s, but she was probably in her youth an incredible beauty. She's kind of a stocky matron at this one.
She was the first as well, yes.
But she is still actually quite handsome. Probably in her, like, when she was very young, she probably would have been incredibly attractive. Probably the caught of the town. But even now, she's still, like, in these twilight years, still is a little ravaging, you know? And of course,
ravishing. Ravishing, not ravaging.
That's very different.
Beautiful, not booty.
Actually,
not ravaging.
I'm gonna tell you, maybe both.
Pillaging the coastline, guys.
I mean, maybe both. She has levels of aristocrat and warrior, so I mean, she could probably kick some ass.
You know, who knows?
She does have, like, armor she can don to go into battle and stuff like that, you know. So, just saying. And you will definitely notice that, you know, especially, like, with Yaalkol being a little, messy, she definitely has a rough side to her tongue, which she shares. Probably hanging around, rough, mercenaries for too long, honestly. Sergeant McClay says very little. You know, he's got his very pronounced handlebar mustache and his salt and pepper hair. But he does seem to have a huge discipline about it. He keeps an eye on you. He has his great sword at hand, ready to grab it, seemingly, even though it's, like, kind of, like, behind him, leaning against the wall. He's got it, like, ready to grab at as needed. And he is basically keeping an eye on you constantly. So yeah.
On all of us, or on Quentin because he's beside him?
All of you, kind of. He does keep an eye on kind of like all of you. I mean, Quentin, you're next to him.
Staring at you, Quentin. Just real uncomfortable.
Like, I'm paying him no mind throughout this dinner. Quentin is full on flirting with the good lady of the tower.
All right. Give me. I don't know what a flirt check is. Diplomacy?
Just don't say diplomacy. Don't say diplomacy.
Charisma?
Would kind of be diplomacy or charisma check.
Yeah.
Or if you're lying, deception.
Yeah.
Or bluff, rather.
Why is there not a flirt skill? All right.
That is diplomacy.
Out of all the skills that Pathfinder has,
diplomacy. Diplomacy would basically be a flirt.
It's convincing someone or something,
yeah.
Right? So flirting someone is like attracting someone. It's convincing them that you're like.
Yeah, you do your
diplomacy. You can be a pretty good flirt without being diplomatic.
That's true.
You do your diplomacy check to flirt, and then you roll your courtesan check for afterwards.
I really need to rename Dancer to just courtesan.
I mean, just
so that's what it was supposed to be.
Just roll charisma. We'll say. Just roll charisma, and we'll see how that goes.
That doesn't bode any better. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
No, it'll take a couple minutes. It's loading.
What?
You're
loading.
One day.
It'll happen.
Loading.
Oh, good God!
There are 4 charisma checks there.
Nice wasted 20, dude.
Oh,
you roll 20.
This one matters.
You're flawless.
Give
Anyway.
Quentin the 20.
No,
Give Quentin the 20.
Quinn doesn't deserve the 20.
We'll leave it at probably nothing yet. We'll just say that, honestly.
That's fair.
Yeah. But for now, you can give some very suggestive undertones, and she'll more, rather than outright say no, more dismiss it as like, honey, you're way too young for my age.
She's a bit closer to my age, but still too.
Some people just don't appreciate age and the experience it brings.
You're a tiefling.
Some people do.
You are older than her, but you live longer.
You're a tiefling. That's cheating. That's like saying you're an elf and you're older than just like a human man.
Yeah, you're just like.
Wow, that human takes an L, alright?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being human.
Yeah, wow, dude.
Mm-hmm.
L plus you die real young.
True.
I'm the Dragonborn who lived to be 70, maybe.
I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna talk to this, like, just this Marine who sat here. But, like, I don't know if someone inquires about me, I will You mentioned
I
I'm not from the Shackles, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get you to tell a story of one of your adventures.
One of my adventures. Ooh. Alright, yeah, I can tell it's one of my exploits of, I don't know, some form of cool combat where I shot him.
Marining.
Yeah, of marining.
Gotta get Nat to tell us a cool story.
Actually,
I don't
like-
know.
Actually, you know, I do have a story I can tell. I do have one from my Mac story that I don't think I ever wrote. Basically, I'm gonna just tell a nice little story about how I made it to the Shackles and escaping from the Chelix slavers, basically.
Ah.
Many years ago, as I am old.
It'll be a very enjoyed story. So you'll kind of tell some stories. You'll get the gist of what's going on. You'll kind of chat for a while, and of course, the end of the meal will begin. We'll get towards the end of the meal. So, for whoever is going to attempt to negotiate, what do you want to say?
Yeah.
Brett, this is you. You're the only one with diplomacy.
Yeah, I know this is me. That's why I'm going. Okay. I want to try to convince the lady that she should accept our protection from pirates because it'll stop anyone from attacking them as our reputation grows, and it would provide us with a base and place to store extra goods, and in turn we can also get items or bring in imports to her for a cheaper cost than she could herself.
She's gonna kind of take a look over and kind of like listen to your entire thing, and then just kind of say with a very calm face, and it's like, I would not agree to any alliance with you, nor would I give over a sovereignty of Tidewater Rock. It seems as though you want that. But I am not without hearing word. Though I did not realize who you were at first, I did make sure to check in with some of my guards who speak with some of the local merchants that do stop by occasionally, that we know of. Word of a small group that is beginning to make make waves in the nearby area of the Shackles, who perhaps spurned Harrigan, has caught my ear. So I propose something else. Something a little different. Marriage under Shackled law. And a specific type of marriage. And she's going to point to, honestly, you, Revia, with you. I want you to make a knowledge local check.
I'm from here. I should just know this.
It is still a knowledge local check to know this, what she's saying, because it's not a normal one. And you will know there is actually a somewhat outdated tradition. Under Shackles law, two parties can agree to a mutual beneficial marriage relationship for a set period of time. During that time, each party enjoys the full benefits of marriage to his or her spouse and commitment resources. Once the agreed upon time period is up, however, either party can choose to divorce by simply stating as much, and each party returns amicably his or her old holdings with no further strings attached. This was basically good for political things, as a free captain could marry a rival captain for a set period of time, ensuring that the rival's fleet would not take anything against them. And if love developed under such arrangements, the marriage could continue indefinitely. Such parties, I will tell you, she wants to marry the most charismatic person here, not the most attractive. She likes good honeyed words.
I'm not the most charismatic, technically. That's the floof in the
Yeah,
in the cellar.
You are the most charismatic PC.
That is true. So basically, what this is that we would share ownership of what, like, the rock, the castle, this tower, and the ship, basically.
Yes.
And
she will, and if you kind of retort back with your knowledge of this, she will respond for 1 year certain, with the future of the arrangement beyond that time to be determined at a later date. You will gain access for that 1 year, basically, the Lordship of Tidewater Rock, access to its research, strategic positions, and from that period of time. And she will be willing, it's not, she's traditional, so she would be willing to give up a dowry upon their marriage. Though in the event of the divorce, she does expect it back. Expect it back. Sergeant McClay, he doesn't like the idea, but he will not argue against it. Because he's very loyal to his lady, but he doesn't like any of you yet.
So, like, what exactly... So, like, obviously, the ship is owned by, like, Yaalkol, right? Or us as a crew together.
Yeah, well,
so it's not... they don't get a piece of the ship.
I'm actually going to bring that up in the dinner. Just what does it entail that you would have ownership over our ship?
I assume that, like many pirate captains, you either... I assume, like many pirates, you fall under one of two forms. From the way that all of you speak, I assume, though, that this, pointing to Yaalkol, man is your captain, you all take partial ownership of the ship. At least those here, perhaps some back on your ship, since only 5 were allowed. And I can understand that. A group of officers taking control, that has happened. The other form is, of course, what some of the other free captains take, full control. But since you're new, obviously you're a little different. I would assume that I would have a equal stake in things of the ship, as to each of you. Now, I understand that it's hard to keep track of loot and stuff, and booty, as they would call it, and I'm not looking for necessarily that. But perhaps some investments in fixing up any kind of damage to the place, keeping up our stocks, things like that, for a year's time, would be seen as agreeable.
So more of a tit for tat than rather a direct share of the loot, as it were.
I would
must make you
assume...
aware that were we to pursue that side, it would be a rather small share as it's already being split several ways.
I understand. And I understand that...
And it ends with the fort. We would want to make sure it's safe and sound anyway. If we were to utilize its resources, it wouldn't behoove us to let it fall to disrepair.
And again, the way this arrangement works is, though I would have that stake in it, it'd be more that I don't have the same control you do. Just as, technically speaking, you don't have the true control over the rock here. It's just joint ownership for a period of time. And of course it would be seen as a legal thing here in the Shackles.
Well, I can't say I'm 100% on board with the idea. I also am not fully against it. Revia, Yaalkol.
Maybe we have time to discuss it in private?
Of course. You may return to your ship. Just approach once again once you've made a decision. We can make things more formal. Or figure out other stuff. Well, thank you for being lovely guests. I hope you enjoyed the meal. Your friend
such
can...
a gracious host, my lady.
Of course. Your friend can return with you then. And they'll escort you out and bring a Rio out to join you. So, we'll just go back to the full map here, as you are not in Tidewater Rock right now, and you can discuss things at your leisure back at the ship. So you can return to the ship with the knowledge and the suggestion of a A year-long political marriage, almost. Is what the
Yeah,
suggestion
well,
is.
like a temporary marriage.
Yeah. It can be extended, but there would be more negotiations related to that at that point in time.
I guess we should bring it up to some of the NPCs as well. Like, basically only Fish Guts.
Fish Guts, this is what Fish Guts will say about it. He'll be like, don't know much about marriages and such, but if Harrigan had a tough time breaking this place, certainly we would, without any kind of weaponry. We don't have the siege weapons, the weapons on our ship, like he would have had to try to take this place. Granted, 15 years is a long time to maintain such defensive position. Could have definitely waned a little bit. But, I don't know. I don't like the idea of going into an all-out battle. We've not been in a great position for that, ever. That's one of the reasons I think we talked about having a base. Aye?
Is there any reason we can't just walk away?
Certainly we
Well,
could.
what do you mean? Walk away from the deal entirely, or walk away from the arrangement?
Is there any reason we don't just go?
Well,
Well,
You want the spot?
this
do
is a
we-
very defensible location.
It's on a trade route, so it's
I
easy
know.
to see the movements of ships.
I'm just asking, because so we know, like,
well, Captain,
if we didn't want to do it, something.
I believe the
I don't want
reason...
Revia for this.
Yes, I believe the reason we all talked about this is something that I can say. Even Harrigan has ports that he calls home. Places that he can lie his ship. Get repairs that don't have to worry about going to someone else's territory. All major pirate captains have a place of their own, basically. We do not have one. We're reliant on others when it comes to places that we can lay low or get repairs in a place that's sheltered for long periods of time. Things like that. Upgrades or such. Granted, we don't have workmen or anything like that. But having a place and building a place are two different things. Currently, we don't have a place. Stopping by places like Genzai and Quentin and such are all well and good. But we'd have to be careful not to get on the bad side of whatever pirate captains are in those areas.
Alright. Revia, normally I'd ask the crew for a vote, but this is, you who's taking the
I
hit.
still want to do the vote. This sounds like it's a hilarious thing. I vote yes.
If you think I would say no to something because of what, a silly marriage for a year, my goddess would smile upon me for the benefits upon this of this deal.
Well,
We will use it to our benefit.
I'm not even sure what your goddess smiles on these days, but
Everything that builds our ship.
General
As you say.
piracy things.
well, if that's the case, then, looks like we have a wedding.
Go pick up your gifts.
Good, because I'll be honest, well, I'm pretty sure we could survive charging up there. I think most of your crew would die.
Yeah.
Quentin, can you ask some of the crew
Yes,
to
Jackson.
go out? Can you ask some of the crew to go out and see if they can't fish us up a haul? I'd like to have a feast in Revia's honor.
Get some
I
turtles.
think that could be an arrangement. Yes, I think this is a lovely idea. I'll get right on it.
Yaalkol will give a big
And
toothy smile.
congratulations on your forthcoming marriage, Revia.
I can't wait. I'm in so much love of my new wife.
Quentin's gonna chuckle and leave to start getting the fishing going.
Well, you're certainly more excited than I was for my first marriage.
That's impressive.
So, I mean, honestly speaking, the event will be as large as you want it. On Lady Smithy's shot.
Bird.
Yeah. It'll probably be aboard your ship, honestly. They'll probably, arrange to set up some kind of large table and probably a couple cobble together smaller tables or something around the area. It'll probably take when you're asking for the full crew, probably they'll take a few maybe half a week to set everything up when you're asking for this big event. Fish Guts will work with the cook on the rock to set it up. Of course, there will be some formalized paperwork that'll go together before the event. Just basically a very loose kind of contract that goes together. Kind of like a marriage certificate that you can use. Because this is a very outdated tradition, but it is one that exists, and there is a little bit of paperwork associated with it. Because, putting things on paper, even though you're all pirates, usually you do that to keep it looking like it's formal between orders like this. It's like pirate contracts. They are a thing.
Yeah. Well, there's a code between pirates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
so
they only last a very small time, and then you probably will kill them.
Exactly. Yeah, I love these marriage ideas.
Yeah.
You just gotta make sure when you get marriage certificate, you gotta make sure to get those certified copies.
I'm gonna get mounted on the wall of our quarters.
The wall of marriage. Just how many times Revia gets married over the course of...
I'm just gonna...
Revia's over here playing Crusader Kings.
It's happening in game 2.
You will gain 1 to your infamy and disrepute. Congratulations for this, and you will get the dowry of Tidewater Rock too, which is going to be a Afar Glass, and I will let you know that you can use the Afar Glass to watch the shipping lanes that can be passing for targets of opportunity. It technically gives you bonuses in ship-to-ship combat by doing that from here, which we don't do because it's usually just not needed. Anyway, there's one other item.
Wait, so it's something that we would use from Tidewater Rock. And
you can use it from anywhere else you're given it. You're given a Afar Glass. It's a magic item, which I can describe in a second. You're also given a Buccaneers Breastplate. Iron Bird Smithy's famous iron shirt.
Wait, Erik, isn't that what you were looking for?
What is this?
A Buccaneers Breastplate.
Buccaneers Breastplate?
Oh my god, that is exactly what I wanted.
How did you know that's what I wanted?
Oh my god, it's just my size. I start bending the metal plates to make it fit.
It resizes. It's a magic item. It resizes.
I know. I'm just messing.
Okay, so Afar Glass is a telescoping brass spyglass. Functions as normal spyglass and allows clear vision to the horizon 3 miles away at sea level. From atop a crow's nest or 70-foot tall tower like Tidewater Rock, this vision extends over 10 miles. Once per day, the Afar Glass can activate clairaudience or clairvoyance effect upon any location seen through the Afar Glass's lens. As long as the location is kept in sight through the lens, the sensor moves with the location. This effect lasts up to 5 minutes.
Holy shit, that's a cool item.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So, that is the Buccaneers Breastplate, and this is the dower you get.
Oh, yeah.
I will notate it on my character sheet, the Afar Glass.
It seems kind of crappy for me to take your dowry.
You're taking my dowry. I can't equip it. I'm not proficient with
technically, it's the
armor.
ship's dowry.
No, I'm married.
It's her dowry that's being given to the ship.
It's given to your side, technically, because only one of you...
It's given, technically, to my character, but my character's giving it to you.
You're getting married to her on behalf of your side, as she's getting married to you on behalf of her side of the negotiations. Yeah.
Yaalkol, incredibly touched.
Yeah. Well, I can't wear it.
And
I can cast Water Walking next level.
I can't even remember what it does.
I have
it gives you water walk.
I had a spread I have a sheet that had the magical items that I wanted. Buccaneers Breastplate was the second one on there. It's a +1 breastplate, and it makes it so I have water walk effectively all the time.
Permanently.
Yep, I could just walk on water now. Well, this is the coolest thing in the world.
Nice.
Yeah, no matter how heavy you are, you will never sink.
I think you have full needs done.
And
honestly.
it's +1, so
I love that
breastplate
Yaalkol.
plus whatever +1 is to a breastplate.
And if you're put
If
underwater,
you're
you go
AC
towards the surface at a rate of 60 feet per round, so you just float to the surface. Isn't that nice? Wow.
Is this adding to your AC at all, or
Oh,
what's
yeah.
this put you at?
That gives me another +2 to AC, which brings me up to 21.
Umber.
Damn, son.
Umber, you're normally in the crow's nest, right?
Yes.
And you
well,
can take the.
I will let you know.
I'm the one who's there most frequently.
For
Then take the Afar Glass item.
like
I would say, right?
check penalty
I
and
thought
stuff like
they would
that.
add the plates.
Oh,
I
I
thought
thought we're getting the scope, or is it at Tidewater Rock?
No, you're getting it. She's giving it to you. You can use it
Yeah.
from
Okay.
Tidewater Rock is tall and like if you're at base at Tidewater Rock, you could use it here. Is what I'm saying. So like,
I mean,
Yeah.
put it this way: the description. I have a feeling this was added with Shackled Sea because the description is from atop a typical crow nest or 70-foot tall tower like Tidewater
yes,
Rock.
the Afar Glass
Wink,
is
wink,
in
nudge,
this
nudge.
book. Yes, it's in this book.
Yeah,
That's
from
where I've got it.
Raiders
yeah.
of the Beaver Sea, which is the book you're on.
Yeah. So
Wow, that gives you what, a 13-mile vision range?
Pretty cool vision range.
It's
If-
huge.
with me getting the Buccaneers Breastplate, that puts a chain vest +1 on the market here because I don't need it anymore.
Well, no,
That's
it's
pretty
a 10-mile range. From
No.
if I'm at sea level, it's 3 miles. If I'm on the crow's nest, it's 10 miles.
Extends to
30.
over 10 miles.
it's at least 10 miles, depending on like I guess
Yeah.
conditions, which is pretty impressive. As it's like what like
It's a couple tiles.
yeah, it's yeah. Oh god, it's like 2 tiles pretty much.
We have a vision
Candace,
of this.
what's displaying it though? Like it can activate clairvoyance or clairaudience on any location seen through the Afar Glass's lens. Good, got that.
Mm-hmm. So
As
basi-
long as the location is kept in sight through the lens, the sensor moves with the location.
effectively, when you cast that spell, it shows you things at a location very in detail as if it's next to you. So it's kind of like you can almost
so
like
basically, if I can see it tiny, I can cast it and get a full view.
yeah, you could. Well, the one is like
Like, is-
listening and the other is seeing. So you'd have to choose which one you're doing, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like if you see a
But
ship off in the
basically,
distance, yeah.
If I can see anything in that spyglass, even if in the spyglass it's tiny because it's miles away,
Yeah.
if I can see it, then I can cast the spell and then actually see it and or hear.
Yes. You can like super zoom in
Okay.
and like be like, oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay. Are we
So it's a
interested in that?
telescoping scope, sort of.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
which is pretty cool.
I'll add that to my sheet.
Yeah. So,
It's actually really cool.
certainly you can then take some time and set up some stuff at Tidewater Rock. It will probably take you a little bit of time to set up. If you want, what you can do is, if you recall, I mentioned there did seem to be a nice lagoon area on the rock itself. If you want to, you could set up some kind of very loose docks for your ship in that. At least your current ship now. Granted, as I said, on Windward Isle, which it is. There's kind of like a lagoon which can safely hold 3 seagoing ships. You could set up some very loose, as I said, docks in that area. It'll take probably like some time to do that. But if you want to take a little bit of time and like, I don't know, stay here now that you have the marriage and stuff, you could set up like a small base of operations. You'd also probably put together like a couple small like buildings that your crew could use to be on shore or stuff around that area, and you get help from the people of the rock itself. Certainly, you could basically set up an anchorage that's protected. This area here would be protected from the worst storms of the fevered sea, of course, and the lagoon itself is protected from the ebbs of tide. The tides at the rock vary, definitely, and go up and down a lot, making it easy to go in and out of the actual location often. What do you want to do is the question. Do you want to do that? Do you want to wait to do that kind of thing? You could also get individuals in to help build it. You have a carpenter, technically, so, I mean, you have someone that could work on that.
I mean, how long do you think it would take to get up a temporary dock where it wouldn't like collapse, but it's something that we could work on later? It wouldn't take too much time now.
The thing is,
Or how long do you think it would take us to make a dock? Is I guess a better question.
They don't have a lot of trees on the island here, a lot of scrub trees. So you'd probably have to go to a nearby island to gather trees. But again, on your boat doesn't take too long. There are small areas of cultivated land where roots, grains, and vegetables are raised to supply the castle. There's an orange grove. There's actually a small hut where there's a goat herder that watches over a herd of small goats. Not many of them, though. There are 2 springs that you can learn about that are useful for water. So you can actually get a supply of fresh water very easily from the springs. So, like, things you could do, like, would be, like, get more animals for, like, the herder, honestly. Get more people to hire on. Pay for that. There are a lot of things you could do to upgrade the place. The building of the docks, probably, because there's plenty of islands nearby, you could probably get to gather enough wood and do that in, like, I'd say it depends on your check of your carpenter. If Rio, who's the main carpenter, wants to roll a check...
let me open a sheet. I gotta find it. It's somewhere here. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Carpentry?
Yeah. Okay.
15.
Let's roll this check. You will be assisted on that. Alright. I'll say, with a 15, you do a pretty decent job. It'll probably take you maybe about a week to set up not only a decent dock, but one that goes out decently into the water, where your ship can just dock on it, actually, so you don't have to do landing boats, and it should maintain, in this area. Probably also make some nice fishing off of that into the like center of the lagoon, into the depths of the lagoon. And certainly you can set it up in such a way that you can leave room to maybe make like 2 more of these if you want to eventually get more than 1 boat.
Let's do that unless someone says has a reason why we shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see an issue with building a dock.
Okay.
Citizen boys.
We're city builders now.
Now my question is, to the rest of you, where do you want to spend your time?
I guess I hang out with my wife.
Yeah, you should probably hang out with your new wife.
Just to see,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily anything like sexual, just to like know the person that I am like legally bound to for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, you can spend some time with her. She seems quite nice. Honestly speaking, at this point in time, very early on in a relationship, she's probably a lot more on the business side of this. You get the feeling that this place here, it tries to be mostly self-sufficient with a lot of its stuff that it has here. The herd of goats, they don't really slaughter a lot of them, occasionally do. It's more for that they can like have milk and butter and stuff like that they can make out of the goat cheese or cheese that they can make and they've got their vegetable packs here. Probably only maybe like once a year do they get merchants in that they actually have arranged with a merchant group. And the thing is, funding has been dwindling. Like if you estimate
Go
ahead.
No, I said you can continue, but yeah, I'll say it afterwards.
I was gonna say you can estimate that if you actually had wanted to plunder this place, you would have only gotten 2 plunder, which is not a lot.
I want to know. I want to figure out like what her favorite item or like a favorite item she has is. Like, what type of silk does she like or something? I want to get her a gift eventually. All right.
You can learn that.
Make this marriage work.
Sure. I will steal it from someone, of course. I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah, of course.
This lady gonna be a pirate queen someday.
Mm-hmm.
She's useful for now.
Getting close to the end of the construction of the docks, and you'll take another foray over to the rock. I'd assume it's like one of the nights that you're not spending there, probably because there's some business on the ship that you have to take care of at some point in time. You're probably in and out from it. And once you return, you will actually learn that something happened last night. Sanguine's attacked.
Oh, that's not
Okay,
great.
now you're not even fucking trying. Sanguines?
Sahagin.
It's the Sahugis. Sahuja.
Sahawugan has the H in it still. Sanguine is blood.
It might get so peaking, Umber. My ears are bleeding.
The Sahawugan are now all vampires. We're fucked.
Sanguine. Love it.
Anyway, I was gonna say we can take our first break here. The Sahwagan. Are you happier?
Waggers.
Anyway, we're gonna take our break here, as then we'll deal with the aftermath of. There was just an attack on your new home. Damn, man, those fish monsters that are all over the place do their jobs and do that fast. Anyway, snack, drinks, bathroom break. Go ahead, take those. I'll be back in a little bit. I have to zoom us down here because Welcome back. So, sanguine attack. Da-da-dun! All right.
Yeah. Wait, I need to change the spell real quick.
So,
No.
one of the garrison guards is dead, and one of the workers, Martis Siggs, one of the servants, seems to be languishing from a horrific wound to his thigh from a barbed sanguine trident.
Ooh, I hate to see that.
Oh, he was a loser.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any time to have spells cast, or is it like
Yes,
immediate?
he is not immediately going to die, but the wound seems pretty vicious. Certainly, heal check could be made to see if you could assist him if you wanted to.
There's a donkey you could bring.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just heal him?
It looks as though the bone has to be set properly if you want
Okay.
to just heal it first. Yeah, there's bone damage.
We get a fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'll come out of the ship and do his heal check and then go away
Okay.
forever.
He's to get back to finishing up
The heal-
docks. I will need. I'll need
You're
one.
the heal
So
bot.
I technically will need 2 heal checks.
I can aid if no one else has heal.
Yeah. Well, I need 1 heal check, and then I could either have a second heal check or cure spell could work on the second one. So, yeah. So.
If you're aiding, roll your thing, and I'll roll mine.
Yeah, I'm aiding because I have high wisdom.
Yep.
Certainly. That will be enough. So you will manage to make sure, look after him, that his horrible infection from the horrible infectious wound from a barbed sanguine trident will not murder him in. Wait, let me roll this. He would have died, surprisingly, from the wounds in a day, from the horrible infection that was quickly spreading through his body. Turns out he won't do that now.
Yeah, don't die.
Don't die. We'll clean out this wound. That's really terrible. I will then need one to set the bone then too.
Alright.
I can aid this as well, I assume.
Yeah.
It aided.
Yeah, that'll be good. And then then you will make sure that his leg will not be kind of a little bit lame. Then he'll heal up properly. You give him proper medical treatment.
That probably didn't feel good because none of that was none of that had any sort of
Giant fox man just tends to his wounds. I'm sure that's very fucking weird for him.
Are the Sahagin attacking, or is it just like
they
got
attacked last night. They attacked last night. So you can learn from Martis as you're helping him out that he came last night in the evening. He was with his goats, and a guard happened to come along to summon him back to the castle for dinner. Right at the time, some sanguine attacked. The guard held off the Sahwagan, while Marcus hobbled back to the castle for help. There is a trail through the area that it is also just as perilous. But I mean, there is the trail that leads to, back to the castle. You can go through the island. It's just like, similar to the one you're on before. There is like a tough walk and is very in the open. So he will take. He took that route. He managed to get back there. The rest of the guys arrived. The Sahuagin were gone, and the guard had been torn to shreds. They want to hold funeral service from them, and everybody will kind of be praising you for their assistance. In at least helping out good Martis, the goat herder.
Okay. Do we want to go hunt these things?
Yeah, do we have any idea where these came from? But do they know? Are they known to congregate somewhere around here?
Good question.
Good question indeed. Well, the thing is, they have not been known to be in this area. You can guess from your previous encounters with them, probably more of like a wandering group of them. Whether or not they've moved on or not is a question. Certainly they didn't attack your boat, but your boat is on is a pretty decent distance away. It takes you a while to go through the trail to where the goat herder is, and then the goat herder has to go for a while to get to the castle, So it's sort of like you're almost like on the other side of the island normally.
So is this something where you might catch them if we run after them, or are we trying to go to the ship to try to catch them? Do we have any idea? I'm just not sure the scale of this. Are we trying? Did this just happen?
Last night it happened.
If we run now, it might. It happened last night. All right, so then, what do we think about sending the ship out, see if we can find any sign of them? I'd rather be rid of these bastards if it's all the same.
Do we think maybe send some patrols out to see if this is a threat?
They are a water-based humanoid creature, so just being out on the water, you might not spot them, honestly.
Yeah.
The easiest way would be to, use something as bait. Granted, something like the goat herder and the guard were a bait. Your ship, maybe? The Tidewater Rock itself, maybe? They attacked around the base of it.
I'm going to ask the goat herder what... Sorry.
No, you go.
I'm going to ask the goat herder what did they just attack them and leave? Did they take some of the goats with them?
They didn't seem to take any of the goats with them. They took the guard... They just seemed to revel in murdering the guard. And they attacked him. Which seems odd to you guys. They didn't take any goats. They seemed to, specifically it seemed to, it was maybe it might not have been by chance they attacked when the guard showed up. Honestly.
I asked Nat about the behaviors of Sahuagin.
Roll a... I forget what monstrous humanoids the skill is for knowledges. I'd have to look that up. Knowledge skills.
Engineering?
I assume it's dungeoneering.
Generally it's dungeoneering.
It's either dungeoneering or might be local. Local is
This
humanoids.
Might be nature.
Could be nature too. Here it is. The list is dungeoneering is aberrations and oozes. Local is humanoids. Nature is monstrous humanoids. So it would be nature check.
Is it a DC 10?
Someone with nature, do you want to roll it?
I can theoretically roll.
'Cause
I asked Nat. That's a she knows nothing,
no
I
ranks.
guess.
Roll a 12. I have ranks, but I'm not the best at.
I don't know if you have ananybody that
I
has
have
knowledge
5.
nature, though, on your team.
I mean, me, but maybe one of my... Does the ranger have it? Or the hunter have it?
Probably. I can just roll a d20 here. I'm just checking if there's anybody else has nature. I'll just roll this d20 for now. Honestly, you're all of a sudden coming out of his drunken stupor once more. Harsk will be like, "So it's Sanguine you're dealing with? I could tell you a few things. Sounds as if they were testing the defenses, seeing what these guards are capable of. They might try something like we were thinking of, getting the surprise on them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still hanging around. Granted, show of force might be enough to keep them away. But it's obviously they weren't targeting our boat. We're in a sheltered lagoon, far away from where they're hunting. The area around here, well, maybe. I don't know. Around the rock itself. They could be back.
So
They might look
maybe we hang out.
Yes.
Maybe we hang out here for a while.
They might target...
See if they come back.
They might target some of the people coming out at night for getting water or final things like that. Right as the place is closing up for the evening. Might look at it as an opportunity to... If you know what I mean.
Could we bait it with goat?
Everything's better baited with goats.
So leave some goats tied to a tree somewheres.
I mean,
Near the
again,
coast?
they didn't actually go for the goat.
Exactly. They didn't go for the goat, which is why I said.
Tie a
what
person to
I
a
would-
tree. Then you're right. My bad.
Tie
No,
person
what
to a
I'd say
tree.
is that we have, Yaalkol wouldn't suggest any of this, but what I would suggest is that we have two people probably who look the least threatening by themselves. So probably Nat and Quentin would just kind of walk around here to see if these guys would come after him. We would all be lying in wait. And as soon as they come out to attack them, we would basically jump them back and murder them that way. But I would never suggest. Yaalkol will never suggest that, and I don't know if anyone would go for it.
I mean, this is basically what I was suggesting there, right? Use people as bait, and then we jump them.
Seems like from the time that they attacked, more than likely if they're going to use bait, it's probably going to be at the evening time when people are coming into the tower. So basically attacking when night's falling, it's hard to see, and people are trying to get back in.
Yeah, so I said we hide out here and wait for night.
Well, where are you hiding out? That's the question. You can.
Well, what's the terrain out here like?
Well, can we spend time to find a spot to, maybe in the spot of the pathway, right? It has a higher end side that is flat or something, right? We can lay on, so you can't be seen.
There.
Yeah, because this is like a rocky.
Yeah, there's
right?
brush. There are bushes and scrub trees and stuff like that. There is some as I said, workable land, but usually it's been it's cleared and takes time to create more workable land. It's not something that's an easy I will create a farm here. No, it's you have to clear out rocks and and make sure that the soil is right and stuff like that. It takes time. And unfortunately the thing is that it's a rocky terrain. It seems as though the attack was close to the water's edge. So, I mean, that would be a suggestion, is to be something close to the water's edge. But there really isn't a lot of, hiding spaces.
Well, maybe being out in the open wouldn't be a bad idea either, because they're jumping people. So maybe rather than we just camp by the water's edge, see if we
too
can talk
many.
to them.
How many were attacked? 2?
2 people.
Yeah.
Martis doesn't know how many there were. There was a lot of them, he will describe it as. Enough to tear a guard apart. But honestly,
Yeah, we can maybe make a camp and look like we're asleep and not paying attention or something, so we look weaker than we are.
you could do that. Try to lure them out that way.
Anyone else have suggestions?
I will give you. Let me just roll something here. I'll just see if he can give a good suggestion or not. What's your insight on this dwarf? Oh my god, he has a good insight. Honestly, he suggests that since it seemed like they attacked a worker coming inside the castle for the night, maybe you replace the workers and you do the final jobs for the night. The various things people do before nightfall. The like filling of water, cutting peat, things like that they can do before they shut the doors for the night. And if there's anybody else could just wait at the door, you know, that's where you can like sprinting distance to come and help if something happens. That way also it's assumed that people are going to be inside the door, so it would be logical for you to be there and not out of place. So who wants to
anyone has suggestions?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Who wants to
Miss Day will like kind of tap her peg leg and, well, I look relatively weak since I'm missing a leg, so I could be bait.
Cool. I believe you're gonna have to wait on this side, on the inside of the door.
Okay.
Yaalkol very, very much not happily go to the door.
I will join you as bait.
Okay. So two of you are kind of going to be bait, kind of be out in the, taking care of the last chores that anyone would be going to filled, you know, so you're like going to fill some water for the night and things like that. Stuff that the people would normally do anyway. Now, granted, like, you're different people on assignment, but, you know, there was something going on, so maybe, you know. And people have been in the area, too, so it could be, you know, passed off that that's what you've been. You've been in the area. Alright. So you will do such, and things seem quiet. And then I'm just gonna do something here. Let's just put a
Delete that box. He's not here.
Cool here. Misty's out here. This guy will help you out because you feel like it's important. He could be there.
Is this happening at nighttime? Or like when
This is evening
we'll
time.
have vision penalties?
This is like evening time. So there probably would not be vision penalties.
Okay. It's just important to know.
And there's some guards upstairs if you want to call on them. So the two of you will finish the final jobs. You'll probably be coming back with some materials to the tower. Anyway, as you will approach this door here with the hopes of opening it, one of the normal guards will be kind of on assignment just to keep things, you know, there. He's kind of going to open the door for you. And as you guys are kind of like out here, we'll say, boop. Boop. I'm just gonna do something here. As charging from the tide, which is nearby, a group of sanguine will kind of push forward. We'll have a couple of them burst by this guard guy who's frankly surprised and managed to get in here. But that is their kind of surprise. And then the rest are kind of outside. And they're surprised by people inside. There's two there, and these guys are like kind of down here on the kind of cliff edge a little bit more. There you go. There you go. And you two are kind of walking over this way as the door was opened. Like, as it seems like as soon as the door is opened, they rushed inside as if to try to murder a whole lot of people and take over and get into the tower from the water edge. Turns out they were just as your person was like, yeah, they were just testing the things. They were seeing like what the guards were capable of, and they're like, oh, we can murder these people. We'll just break inside and murder these people. And let me put
Little did it know. All right. So I'm not taking my new tower.
Mm-hmm.
You've married for this tower.
I got married for this tower. All right, they can't steal it.
Just pop out a couple of sheets here, and I can pop out this man
That's
here.
some fucking nice initiative rolls. Does Bless need line of sight?
Yes, I believe it does. It might not, unfortunately.
Always within. It says all allies within a 50-foot burst centered on the caster.
Mm-hmm.
There is an open door.
So yeah. It's hard sometimes to tell what has the different priorities, though, is what I will say. Between line of sight, line of...
Well, I would assume if they were, like, in the door, but the door was closed, no, but because the door's open.
This guy's fucking dead.
He is.
This
he
guy
deserves it. He was a loser. Alright.
He let 3 of them by.
True.
Oh, set the map for Pathfinder.
Sorry. This map is not set
on
for Pathfinder.
dumb IV measurements.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I can do that quickly. Pathfinder, there we go. Sorry. I haven't set all of them
There
for
we
it.
go.
I just have to remind me when we
No,
get
I
to this map.
understand. It takes some time to get used to doing that.
I just remember to do that.
You know?
Are you popping out Sanguine character sheet so I can use you, please? And not being difficult. I want you to pop out so I can not have you over top of the map and stuff on stream. That's loading slowly. I guess I'll just roll a d20 for now and see what that ends up being. 14. Why are you chucking for me? I gotta play with the OBS. I think something happened with, like, maybe one of the updates that they changed the settings, because it's been eating up more memory. Or, not memory, which one? It's the CPU than it used to. So I think probably an update they got to change something. Hey, come on, Sanguine. Pop out your sheet. No?
Never.
Then I'm going to have to do it manually. Let me just give me a second here to look it up on the PDS of freaking... Yay, technical difficulties. It's a wagon.
Well, you're fixing that. I'm going to use the restroom.
Okay. Here we go. Humanoid. Sahagwine. What's your initiative bonus? There we go. Let me make... And that doesn't help with that. I'll minimize you. I rolled a 14 for that one. Add turn order on this one that's not on the map. I go at a 15 then. Sweet. We'll just put this descending order. Let's see much. Oh, I'm not on the right thing. There we go. Now I'm on the right thing. We'll zoom in a little bit. Position ourselves over here, which is just on the edge of the map, which 2 people are off the edge of the map, but that's fine. They'll pop on in a second. Just from the way I arrange things, so things don't get in the way. So, top of the initiative order is, unfortunately, Misty. Momo went to the bathroom. So we have to wait for a second. Let me just play around with stuff and make sure things are working. It is your turn, Misty.
It is my turn. Okay, there's like a bunch of these idiots here.
Yeah.
I am going to do my judgment. Do I want to gain?
They currently are ignoring you. It doesn't mean that they haven't noticed you, but they're ignoring you.
Okay, I am going to do my swift action. Which judgment do I do? I'll do my justice judgment and get a +1 on attack rolls. Just stack that to hit
Cool.
bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll walk up to this idiot. I will try to stab him with a rapier. Actually, I'll use my scarf, because if I wouldn't have my rapier, I was trying to look a little less dangerous.
Yep. Okay.
So I will flourish at him with a scarf. 13. I don't know if that hits.
That does not. Let me actually check so.
Sad.
Even with flat-footed, he does not. So,
Unfortunate.
yep. You kind of slash at him with a scarf, which he'll kind of be surprised about, but like you'll kind of clip off of its tough scales. Its armored scales. Revia.
Yeah, I will swift action cast upon myself Shield of Faith.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will stab the creature with my sword because I wasn't going to go out here without a weapon.
Okay.
Which will probably miss.
A 14 will
14.
indeed miss, unfortunately. Nat.
No, I'm gonna shoot a gun.
Okay.
In a closed encounter.
It'll be loud.
I don't care. That's what people get when they're around me.
I mean, it is true. That will shoot. Frankly, this one is surprised as like it just gets blasted in the chest here.
And that's my turn.
See that?
I guess
Hiss.
I can technically reload as a swift action or something.
Yes. Roy. Roy is here and he's going to do stuff. He's just going to take a 5-step forward and help you with that one. Turns out I forgot to set up this guy's character sheet, so I'm just going to roll some d20s here. The answer to that is a yes, and that one is a no. So he will hit once. What else does he do? Let me just check what he's got. Oh, he could have done that, but he didn't do it this turn. Oh, well,
It looks like he has a great sword.
it looks like he has a great sword. So I said that earlier. He had a big old great sword. But so like as you shoot it, it kind of staggers it back. He like looks at the opportunity, takes a step up, and he just slashes once with the sword and just takes the thing's head off. And says, "Back to the sea, foul demons. This place is not for you." Agwan. Honestly, these two will take a step up. This one is going to try to murder this guard. This one is going to help out its friend. So this one is going to go for Revia. This one will go for Misty. These two are going to go for Royster. This one's going to go for the random guard. And this one is going to pay... do they have a ranged attack? I don't know if they have a ranged attack, actually. Oh yeah, they got a big old crossbow, which he's going to launch at probably the guard too. With a minus, because he just doesn't care. So, since I can't open the character sheets, we're just going to roll manually. And let me have their sheets forward. We'll start with the attack on... So, this one that didn't move was attacking Revia, and it's going to Trident and then Bite. So Trident. What's your AC?
21.
Then no. Bite, certainly not. The one on Misty is going to try to Trident Misty. What's your AC?
Yeah, that's going to hit. That's going to hit. I have a 19.
Okay. So you will take 10 damage. Oof, big old hit.
Oh, nice, dude.
The ones versus Rando Gardrissian. So I will start with the heavy crossbow. 14? Will 14 hit one of the guards? No, it won't hit one of the guards. So that guard is okay from that. And then a trident, no. And a bite, no. So this guard here, he manages to fend off the blows. Good on him. But then a bunch of attacks on your NPC there. Wow, not tridented. I don't think Royster is bitten. Let me just check it. Oh yeah, his AC is high, honestly. and so he's okay. He's okay, kids. The Sanguine he's basically taking the Sanguine's attention right now, for the moment. But now, someone else might take their attention. Yeah, cool.
Yaalkol's gonna 5-foot step right, meow.
Uh-huh.
And then he's gonna do what he does best and take a little swing at that boy here with a power attack.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There it goes. Which one were you attacking?
The one on the right.
That will miss. It'll barely dodge out of the way. It'll notice that you're doing something, kind of duck for a little bit, just barely.
Freaking 5. Man. Hate to see it.
You got
okay.
You
Well,
rolled a 5. That'll do it. They're missing it. Quentin.
5-foot stepping doesn't count as movement, right?
It takes not really, no. So yeah, you can do it.
You can still full round.
You can still full round with a 5-foot step.
Yes.
Sweet. Oh no, wrong thing. There we go. 5-foot step over. I'm gonna full round attack. First attack's gonna be at this guy. Second attack's gonna be at the one I'm flanking.
Okay.
So the second one will have a +2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the first one will indeed hit and get some damage in on the dude. Let me just mark that off.
Is the other one dead, or do I need to sneak attack?
And the other one, well, neither of these have been hit before, so you would have to sneak attack the second one, which you would have.
Oh, Yaalkol. Oh, Yaalkol didn't hit it.
No, he missed.
Heck, I miscalculated. 14 more damage.
But you will just, as it seemingly nimbly dodges out of Yaalkol's way, as you kind of move up and stab its one friend who was going after Royster, you're then going to take it, you're offhand, kind of flip the kukri over and kind of just do this backward slice, and as it kind of turns back towards you, you're going to get it kind of in the throat and kill it. So it is dead.
Oh, yeah.
Misty. I didn't add guard. Let me add guard to the initiative because it's probably on. I'm just gonna say guard walks away.
Generic guard.
Generic guard is gonna take a 5-foot step back, and he will generic guard probably. He's going to assist this his captain, and he's gonna spear. He's gonna start spear. Oh, generic guard for the hit. Oh man, generic guard.
You may not be generic for long.
Oh God!
You may not be generic for long, sir. You're gonna be in your future.
Generic guard.
He just killed a monster.
He just he just takes a step back from it. It kind of turns. He's seeing your opening. He kind of because he kind of stabbed in that one. He sees the opening and just runs it through from behind. As then he kind of turns back towards these two. That are menacing, swings around, ready to also counter him again. Anyway, Misty.
I'm gonna swift action Bane.
Okay.
Should probably set a macro for it, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to stop this idiot.
Okay.
22.
22 will hit.
And I'm gonna roll my Bane damage, which is 2d6. So 8 more damage.
Okay. I will tell you. It looks like it's on its last legs. AKA, you dropped it to 0 hit points.
Yeah, I just kind of do this weird twirling, flowing scarf that has literally several knives at the end of it.
Yeah, you kind of scratch across his chest as it's bleeding profusely, and he looks like he's not looking too good, but looks very angry at you. Revia.
Yeah, I swift action cast another spell, obviously.
Yeah.
So I can do better. But I will cast a Divine Favor upon myself.
Okay.
And then I will hit the one in front of me, not the one at 0.
Okay.
And I will terribly miss because I can't roll.
Wow.
It's my turn.
Nat.
Oh, I make that.
Okay.
Acid blob.
This guy will kind of hiss as you acid blob his face. Because apparently that's what you target. I'm assuming that's what you're targeting all the time.
I don't know. It's a 22.
Just dumb little fish face.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Nat's not even looking. She's just reading a book or something and then just tossing it.
Royster's gonna like look to you, cool, and be like, I shall lead the way then, good sir. As he's gonna move up and...
Alright, Sean Connery.
What a chat.
I'm holding it in. I wasn't the one who said anything.
Nah, he's a Chad, dude. Holy shit.
Damn.
What a show.
It kind of looks like him a little.
He gets caught up on, like, trying to get through his friend there and misses. Anyway, he does that's why when I saw his photo, I'm like, I gotta do the Sean Connery voice with him because he kind of reminds me of that.
Like if Connery schlicked his hair back like that, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. This one's gonna take a step back and reload, because that's what he can do right now. This one will attack Royster, and those two will attack you guys. We'll start with Revia. No. Also no. Misty. I don't think. What's your AC?
19,
Yeah,
19,
no.
19 AC.
Oh my god!
Now?
It's gonna bite you!
Does it
Wait,
confirm?
No!
Can a staggered creature fall
Oh, he
back?
can!
remember.
It's just dying. Oh, I'm sorry. I think
Yeah,
these guys have
You can choose to. You can choose to full round action, but you die at the end of your turn.
these things have like
No, I thought you could choose an action or a move action,
I forgot.
then you lose an HP.
Okay, no. Okay, so
You can take a
it's
single move
still up
or standard action.
because I remember these guys have flown into a blood frenzy, and I've got to remember it because they took damage and survived to their round. So this guy was at 0, and all of a sudden, he gets angry at you, very angry. You wouldn't like him when he's angry, and his hit points go up to 2. He basically
I
rages.
didn't like him when he wasn't angry, so.
Yeah, if they take damage on the following round, they can basically rage. So that's what he did. Yeah. Everyone else that possibly could have done that died. It'll bite you very angrily. So let me see what it does. It does this plus 2. 4 damage as it bites you viciously.
Alright.
And then some attacks on your... Oh, God. Wow! Wow! Well, yeah, cool.
Alright. I don't think I can do anything. I'm stuck here, right? Because I can't get past him. This is a staircase.
Yeah, you could ranged something rather towards him or something.
Ranged.
I am not a ranged person.
Uh-huh.
I will sort of sit there like staring at the back of this guy's head, like very angrily.
You could just say you delay in case he creates an opening and then act after.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically hold an action in case anyone enters my my attack radius.
Okay. Well, because the other thing is,
Well, no, you could delay and then move your turn to. Actually, look,
sorry, I could
delay till after me.
Yeah, I'll hold
delay
my turn
after me because there might be
until
an
the end of the round.
yeah, you just delay until if you say delay, if you get back to your next turn, you just don't do anything, So it's fine just to say delay.
Yeah, I'll delay.
Okay. Quentin.
All right. DC plus 10 to CMD acro check. So
Yes.
I'm going boop, 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 and flipping over this thing's head to land behind it.
Okay.
So moving through its space is a plus 5, another plus 5 for moving at full speed, and acroing.
Okay.
Bam.
You got
26.
a 26. That makes it, and not by a lot.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was either on the check or just over.
Yeah,
Alright,
so
sweet.
you managed to flip over it successfully.
then I'm gonna stab this thing in the back.
Okay.
25.
You do.
8 damage and another 13.
Yeah. You just kind of like flip over it, kind of confusing it, as it's kind of hissing at Roiver, and you just kind of just bring your kukri in, stabbing it deep in the back, and it falls over dead. All right.
Right through the spinal cord.
Right through the spinal cord. And so, Dwayne, we want Yaalkol next. I'll just put you at the bottom then.
Yeah. And I can move through their squares, right?
Yeah, they're dead. Yeah.
So I'll move right here.
That will probably incur some attacks of opportunity, but I doubt you care.
I will absolutely take them.
Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
And not a 22. I don't think hits.
Yes. 21 is the what you're looking for.
Then yes, the one will manage to trident you for plus one more. I'm sorry, plus 7 because that one's
7.7.
That's the one that's blood raging.
Gotcha. This guy, he's a lower age boy.
Yeah,
that's fine. I'm proud of him. Which one hit me?
This one here.
Ooh, I don't know about all that. Okay. So I'm gonna attack the one that hit me. I think.
Sounds good.
And I get a little flanking bonus on him.
You do.
So that's an 18.
That'll hit, and I'm just gonna. You will just like splat
one damage
into his like body, and just like he just like is torn in half. Honestly, at this point in time, like half of him goes flying off. As like a horrible, they're already smelled horribly fishy, and it's just like it just smells worse now.
I hate this. Oh, we're gonna do cleaving finish on this guy, so I can attack him too.
Sure.
This one does not get the +2, but that's an 18 to hit anyways.
13
points of damage.
It does hit. It gets thwacked, and it seems like it's just like it's still standing, but it seems really shocked as like. Chunks of its friend are like flying into it, you know, like it's probably covered in like fish guts, but like, you know, man fish guts, and it's just gross.
Sentient living fish guts?
Yes.
Nah, who cares?
I mean, they are kind of like horribly evil and live to like murder and torment surface dwellers, so I mean, like, anyway, Misty.
This guy, is it a penalty or is this guy an AOP on me?
He would get an AOP if you move by him. That one didn't take an AOP this turn, so you would take it.
Shoot.
Oh, to shoot, you would.
It
would be it'd be AOP, and you'd shoot into melee, so it'd be both.
I ignore shooting into melee.
Then it'd just be the AOP, but you could take a step back and then not worry about either.
Yeah, I'll just like 5 foot step back.
Yeah.
He's still within 30 feet, so I get a +1 to the attack and damage.
Mm-hmm.
I ignore shooting into melee, and I ignore allies providing soft cover.
Yep. Cool.
Because of this.
Yep.
And shoot him with a gun.
Wait, doesn't that need another person to have it?
No.
Not with teamwork.
Inquisitors
have my teamwork feats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Inquisitors are really good. Because they're
Such
just
a
like
cool class.
That's why I like taking. There's one. Was it like there's the one that if you're adjacent to allies, you get bonuses to saves, and it stacks up to like +5. Yeah. And the thing is, you can just take that and be like.
What's the second part of this one? +4 reflex to dodge ally AOE. You already don't dodge your allies AOE.
Fireball.
It's like fireball.
If let's say Nat wanted to Yeah, so if Nat fireball, you dodge out of the way or something like that, yeah. You could be like, I can take a blow up. Anyway, sure, try to murder this dude by a bunch.
I'm going to also swift action, do my bane again, but this time on my gun.
Okay.
And then I'm going to shoot this idiot.
Okay. Oh, touch. Well, that'll hit. Yes.
Yeah, so I'll roll my bane damage as well. And roll real bad on bane damage.
Hate the double ones.
Feels bad.
Oof.
Hey, that's damage.
It is damage. It has taken some.
That's damage.
Revia.
Yeah. Well, I swift action cast another spell.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all I do half the time.
Yep.
And it's a weapon of awe.
Mm-hmm.
And I attack to maybe hit something, but we'll find out.
Okay.
Personally, I believe.
That probably hits.
That does hit.
I'd be
9
surprised if
damage.
it didn't, honestly.
Blurf. Good work.
Woo! Actually, I move then.
Ooh.
I will provoke an out, and I will move here. Well, yeah.
That works.
Just gotta check what something does here. Because I gotta remember.
I think he already got A up on me this turn unless he's got
True.
combat reflexes.
I mean,
So he doesn't get an out. I move there.
okay.
It is very possible he does have combat reflexes.
Okay.
He might.
So he's gonna take a step up, and he's gonna lunge forward at the sanguine. Let me just
Hell yeah.
remove this other one so I can have him there. So he's gonna try to attack him from afar with a step up. So he gets -2 to hit because he's lunging. And he's very angry at these guys, so he's going to power attack now. Let's just roll a couple of great
Another
swords.
one minus. Oh,
It's pretty terrible.
Wow.
I don't think any of those hit.
No, they're double 2s. They wouldn't have hit normally, even if I didn't take any penalties. It's the double 2s. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Nat. Apologies, Nat.
Yeah, let's say Natileis.
Yeah. Nat, do you want to do something? You could do something
Can I
cool.
stand here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you can probably stand there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Next to man.
Can I see that dude from there?
Sure.
Because I can peek around the wall.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna acid block him.
Okay.
The most powerful magic of all.
Paw.
Acid.
Ah! It's right in
Acid
his
to the
eyes.
face.
This thing will frenzy
Stings.
and feel slightly healthier for a second, and he's gonna totally go for... I'm gonna roll a d4. He's frenzied. He doesn't have a real good target. 1, 2, Yaalkol. 3, 4, Quentin. Because these seem to be the... for whatever reason, he don't like Quentin.
Fuck Quentin, I guess.
Well, that don't fucking matter because he can't touch me.
What's
Okay,
your
maybe he can touch me a
AC?
little bit. He can touch me a little bit. That's gonna be my 19.
Okay.
Get bit.
So 6 damage as he ravages into you with his fangs. He like tries to stab you to trident. You dodge out of the way, but he gets a bite into you and like kind of gets a bite out of your shoulder, and then you push him off as you can find like he's basically just shark bit you, but he didn't manage to hold on. But it is your turn then, Quentin.
Hands off the merchandise, filth.
As like he'll kind of like screech and the fins will kind of come up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so you'll just like, as you say, hands off the merchandise. You'll take like the stab forward. I just kind of like slice into him, and yep, it will finish it off as it will screech at you and be dead. And the sanguine have been turned away.
If Revia hadn't moved up, I was gonna like narratively slide under the attack and then tumble this way and stab him in the back with the flank, but this works too.
The sanguine are dead. You have defeated them. Congratulations.
Good. I mean, they're kind of weak.
I'm just gonna kill
They
him.
are just a couple sanguine.
Bitch made Sanguine.
You know, guys, I remember that one lady that we killed, like that monster that we killed in the that well. We killed their child. Remember that?
Yeah. The
You killed
sea
a
witch or
child?
whatever. No,
Well,
it wasn't a child. It was a giant monster. It was her child, air quotes.
Oh, whoops. I didn't move that.
What's about it, Revia?
I don't know. This just reminded me of that.
killing a bunch of Sahagin.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
weren't
well,
those,
they're all
like,
like the same,
little-
you know. They're
Weren't they like little ones though? Am I misremembering that?
no,
They're
they
like
were
little-
little.
Little
They're
fucking.
they're like octopuses, like goblins
like
of the
little-
sea.
Yeah, they're like little
squid things,
octopus
but
shits. Yeah, that's what I thought. All
They
right,
also had a penchant for stabbing you in the nether region.
Well,
Or
it's
trying
because
to,
they're
at
like
least.
short.
Yes, it was not fun.
I don't know. I just randomly thinking about it. These things
Yeah.
just reminded me of that because of how pathetic they are.
Brain works in mysterious ways. They are kind of weak, though. I don't. Let's not have a lot of brain power. They're charging a tower manned with a whole bunch of people. Like, come on. What do you think?
Well, to be fair, they did like murder 2 people immediately.
yes, well, potato, potato.
2 people caught on their own are not as dangerous as all of us.
I mean, with
I
how
would
many of
hope.
these things we fight, I'm about to start notching the kills into my dagger, my blade.
Also, probably they would have failed if with Roy here, but if you guys weren't here, Roy probably wouldn't, or Royster wouldn't have been here. The only reason he was down there with you is because you guys have only been like kind of married for like a week. He doesn't really trust you 100% still and wants to kind of like watch you. So like he is their greatest fighter here. The General Guard, he did a really good job. Yes, but normally it would have been him and
That
one of the
man earned a
guys.
promotion.
Yeah. The chances of him, like, being that successful repeatedly, I mean, they're...
Okay, a little more training, a little more, you know.
That's not how
He has combat experience now.
Yeah.
If he didn't already.
Mm-hmm. They have a little bit. They're...
And now Royster knows that we're really good at killing shit.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that should probably scare him though.
he's
right?
like, he's totally a second-level warrior and just rolled really well and has decent equipment.
He's a level 2.
He's...
Oh wow. Does he have the old? Is he old?
The little dude? No, not Royster. The guard. The Sahagin is CR2. The guard was CR1 half.
Okay, so the guard was the level 2 warrior.
Yeah.
Oh,
Royster's a
Okay,
level
what-
6
what's
fighter.
Royster?
He's a level 6
that
fighter. Yeah.
Makes way more sense.
Yeah.
that's why you got 2 attacks. That makes more sense.
Yeah. He also
Also
has...
side with Cell though, like seeing us carve through.
Mhm.
We're really good at killing shit. That probably concerns him a little bit.
Well, I mean, if that's all, we should go rest and then maybe leave tomorrow. I could smell it in the sea. We got some raiding to do.
Yeah, this hasn't been very. This has been very profitable, but I think it's time that we go make some actual cash.
And some actual fun. Like killing these things is more like busy work.
Lady Smithy will actually
It's like a
come to
chore.
you after you've taken care of the Sahagin and be like, I realize that you are wishing to go back out into the sea and take care of your business, but with the attack, I would ask perhaps you could stay around for a little while longer, just to make sure there aren't any more of them around.
Amos,
I'll
for the
pay for-
Sahagin,
Yes.
I don't think you need our help. He's gonna clap the guard on the shoulder. This young man did just a marvelous job of taking one of these things down all by himself. It was a masterclass display of combat prowess.
I peed myself.
I think we should probably stick around. I'll be honest. Sure.
I miss my own bed though.
You can go sleep on the ship if you want.
The pads aren't even good on the
All
ship.
the way out there.
They're hammocks.
No, they're not good on the ship, but it's my bed.
You
Every
sure?
man's got
Like,
his own
or-
bed.
I don't know. I have a
Even if I
lovely
do have
bed
to
here.
sleep with you and you're snoring, Revia, I'm like, my God, it sounds like
I-
you're sawing wood every day.
No, that's the door from below.
He does snore quite a lot.
That would explain a lot.
You didn't notice it coming like as soon as the dwarf joined the ship?
I didn't really take any notice, and then it was just there, and I just kind of attributed it to you because it was funny.
Oh, well, you know, listen.
Yes.
You get your hearing checked, I guess? I don't know. I'm tired. Listen. It was a tough fight. I had to
You're forgiven.
expend
Get
You
your
don't
beauty
understand.
sleep, Revia.
You don't understand how much energy it takes to cast through magics in the day, okay?
I don't, because I don't need to. It's wonderful. A 6H blade can't lose reception. Haha, siege.
So I guess we stay for like another 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll stay for a couple more days.
Yeah.
Okay. Why
I
don't,
guess I should. Could I consummate the marriage?
I mean, like, if you want to try to do that stuff, I mean, like, honestly, she's probably not that point in time anyway.
It's not that type of marriage. This is a pseudo-arranged marriage.
I mean, like, again, they do specifically state in these marriage deals that can turn to stuff like that, but it doesn't need to turn to stuff like that. So,
It's more like an alliance than anything.
I'm
yes.
aware. Listen, doing it for the meme.
I
Anyway.
respect that.
All right. Why don't we?
Anything happen?
We're gonna take our second break here. I was going to have though. So, let's take a drink, snack, bathroom break, anything you need like that, and we'll be back in a short bit. So let's go do that. I'm going to hit these buttons and have us go back live then. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. So, we did talk about it a little bit during the break, and so the idea is, because Tidewater Rock is a great place to, well, raid from, you're going to be looking out with the Afar Glass out into the water. So where is everybody going to be during a daily kind of stuff? That's my question to you. Because it will take, it's going to be days of waiting for the right time and stuff, and certainly, I'm sure Quentin's looking for the right ship too. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
We're
you're
being picky. We're not raiding a boat full of a bunch of poor fishermen and their captain with a +1 change shirt.
Hey, the +1 chain shirt could go to someone.
You already
Those
have
add
it, okay?
up. Yeah, but if we raid enough fishing boats, all of our crew can have a +1 chain shirt. Because every captain in this world has a +1 chain shirt.
I don't think I can believe there's that many +1 chain shirts in circulation.
No.
There's some wizard somewhere whose only job is to imbue chain shirts with a +1 enchantment.
Like, what the fuck?
It's like an
is that?
assembly line of chain shirts.
Every time I enchant a chain shirt, a captain gets his wheels. All right.
Oh.
So, that being said, I guess the plan is just to keep an eye out for any ships and then murder the first that comes across us.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, who is where, just in case I have something happen, etc., during the course of the day. Are you all waiting on the boat?
The top of the tower.
I'm probably on the ship, honestly.
Okay.
Like making sure people are at Ready's notice kind of deal, right? And also, like, the ship just is a bit nicer than the shitty tower.
Okay. Quentin, are you going to stay in the tower then, or go back at night to the ship?
Yeah, I'm gonna hang out on the top of the tower. I can just bunk there.
Okay. So you're going to kind of hang out there. All right. And I guess everybody else is just out on the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the ship ready to go. I'm at like the helm, just anticipating the plunder to fulfill my goddess's wish.
Now, there was the threat of the Sohagan. Are anybody going to be kind of on guard or anything like that?
Yeah, I'll assist in the guards dealing with that shit as well.
I also will be on guard too. I'll take a shift or two on duty.
Well, you should definitely be on the ship though, because you're our captain.
No, I can be permanent on ship because I'm like the
first
one that
mate
just have the
is,
ship
like,
going.
Let's be honest. Revia is basically the actual captain.
Mm-hmm. Well,
No, Eric's the captain. Okay.
well, like, you should, like honestly speaking, like, the advice of the NPCs would probably be, like, if you're going to have some people on guard, at least have one on the ship in case maybe they attack the ship. You are in a little farther away, but because you have intervened, if there are more of them, they might target your ship, honestly. So
Wait, we have mooks. Why don't we just put the mooks on guard duty?
you can
Well,
easily
mooks
put
are gonna
We're
be on guard
officers.
duty.
We don't have to be on guard duty.
That you could do that.
How cool at the very
I mean,
least be on
you
ship
guys
duty.
have like 4 Marines you constantly forget you have until Dantis brings it up.
Oh no, they're
yeah,
for boarding. We haven't
They're
boarded
very-
yet.
So what we could do is we can get some of the more trained warriors we have on the ship, right? And they're all led. Each party's led by 1 Marine, and then they have like a horn or
That's not a bad
something
idea.
to contact us if they need help.
You've got 2 rogues, a hunter, a fighter, and a barbarian.
Yeah, basically
have-
that's what we'll do.
So you're gonna
Have
kind of
the
like
Marines lead parties. Put them all on watch.
okay, so you're gonna have them like on
That's all you
shift. Okay. All right. Okay. So a couple days will go by, certainly, without any business. On the 3rd day, you will get sight of a ship, Quentin. But looking at it, it is a sailing ship heading northwest. So not out into the fevered sea, heading kind of northwestish. And it looks to be a sailing vessel, nothing big. Probably heading towards Dragon's Jaw or back towards Mutaku Island or something like that. But certainly not the kind of ship with your thought of what you were looking for that you'd want to, I assume. Since you've said
Yeah, no, I'll let that one pass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for a vessel with some wealth to it.
Okay. A few more days will go by, and you will actually get sight of another ship. This one looks to be some kind of a naval ship. Doesn't look to be Chilaxian. Looks to be some other nation, but certainly looks to be more of and much smaller than the warship you saw there. So like something that's like a lot faster. Probably like more like either scouting or for, delivering certain goods more militaristically. We'll pass by.
I'm gonna use the spyglass on that one.
Okay.
I'm going to use the clear audience.
Okay, so you can kind of listen
You
in.
want to hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There'll be a lot of orders going on. You can kind of like listen in on the ship. Get a lot of like what's going on. Give me a perception check. Honestly, I think we'll do that. Okay.
Not bad.
So you will at one point in time get hear a little bit of a conversation that seems to be coming from what you're guessing is maybe like an officer's cabin or something. There's been talk of a lot of like increased pirate activity in actually an area of the Shackles around Nalt's Island. It's thought that whatever the
ship shipping
around this area.
Okay.
They're delivering news that apparently what's been going on is increased activity amongst the pirates of that region. It's thought that a couple of the free captains might be going to war with each other. And that it seems that there's also been an increased amount of Sahuagin activity in the waters around the Shackles. And they're concerned. They're heading. The object is to head down to one of their local colonies farther to the south and see if they could gather together a couple more ships to protect their shipping lanes.
Their local what?
Colonies. They're going south along the
Colony,
coast,
gotcha.
yeah, to a colony of theirs.
I think Discord cut out because I heard one of their local commies and was like,
Yeah.
"The Reds are here! The Reds are here!"
There's an
Well-
communist state in this area somewhere, right?
Where? Can we destroy them?
The one that's like France, basically, but revolutionary.
Gaul.
France. Yeah.
Galt's
They're sailing south then, yeah?
Yes. It looks like they're trying to rally a number of other ships that probably work down to the south to help protect their trade routes up that lead between the areas.
Okay. At some point during the day, I'll spread that information to somebody who can spread it around more.
So it just seems like there's
Possible war going on with the free captains.
it's just a couple of them. Honestly, battles between free captains occur, but if they're larger free captains, that would be pretty big fights. And honestly, There are no.
It's something that the military cutter is talking about, and it might end up being nothing, but it might end up coming in useful. So I'll just let people know that hey, fighting up there, increase the hogging activity.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep going, keep watching out.
Okay. All right.
Although I'm getting antsy at this point. It feels like I've been doing this for like a week.
Yeah, it's getting close to it. I am gonna roll some things. Give me a second. Let me just roll this. Let me check what this would be. Where do I find stuff on here? Okay, that is the number that I am looking for. So let me roll this. Okay. And let me roll some checks then for stuff. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay.
It's a lot of rolls.
It's a lot of rolls.
There's some rolls, you know. I think there could be more rolls personally.
Yeah, can you roll like 100 d20?
Yeah, just really roll a lot more. Nice.
Someone comes out of the quartermaster office crying.
It's late at night, and all of you are kind of asleep. When let me just check something here. Okay. When Yaalkol, you'll be wakened, Captain.
Okay.
It's Landless, one of the mercenaries. The elfin rogue, the one that was pirating with you.
Caribbean man.
Yeah.
What's up?
There might be trouble.
I grabbed my hammer. All right, where?
The cove of the harbor. After nightfall, I saw something. It was brief, but dark ship, black sails through the night mists. Through the moonlight, I was able to notice something on the mainmast. Pirate flag.
Is it? Rouse the officers. Get the crew ready. And I'm just gonna go. I say rouse the officers and then go myself to rouse the officers.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Yaalkol is a man of action.
He's gonna follow you and be like, I didn't make a noise because it didn't seem like they're sailing into the mouth of the harbor. And we're pretty secured here in the lagoon. But it's pretty obvious if we sail out and they're still around, we're pretty sitting ducks.
Yeah, I'll just keep going to the others because Yaalkol with his 8 intelligence, I imagine most of the information, it takes so much of his brain just processing it. He's not able to come up with like original ideas, so that's what he does to these guys. He's like
original thought in his head.
Get them up! I need them thinking.
I'm too busy processing the information I've just received to be able to actually come up with an idea. That's why when I make decisions, I basically am just fucking.
I need my extra brains power.
And I'll just
wake up the brains.
I'll wake up Revia first, and I'll basically just tell Revia everything. I imagine that the guy has to correct me a couple times while I'm spewing the information, and say, "Do we wake the others up, or just let them pass?"
Is it a pirate ship sailing by? Is what we know.
Yeah. So it's a pirate ship. We don't have any reason to believe that they're coming after us. But the concern is,
sir,
if they catch us in the...
I would actually say more than likely they are involved with us. No ship would sail that close to the entrance of the bay.
Okay, so you think that they know?
I think that they... I would guess, from previous experience on ships, they've most likely gotten themselves in a good position. If we try to escape, they can just attack us, pelt us. Now, since they haven't...
Is there a map of Tidewater that shows like the bay and the lagoon where we are apparently, or?
There is not a map that's that well. I can look
Okay.
up to see if there is one.
I'm just trying to picture this in my head to figure out
If
where.
this is-
Yes, I understand. Let me see if there's a map of Windswept Isle, is it called?
There's a couple pictures of Tidewater Rock if you Google it.
Yeah, I have one right here. I'll ping in the.
And I see what it's talking about.
Boom. This might
Okay.
be. This might be a little better.
Oh, it's really small.
These are all like, I don't know if any of these are official, but some of these are.
None of these
They're
are
not.
official. They're. I don't think there is unofficial map right now.
But I
But
mean,
it
like,
gives you an idea of what.
Yeah, the lagoon would be the bit stretching in, and their city out in the bay.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Which makes sense. They could easily just sit like at the mouth of this and just wait and just broadside us as soon as we get anywhere near them.
Yeah.
All right,
Granted, they
so
haven't
that being
launched
the
an
case-
attack. They haven't launched an attack, which means
But their flag's flown.
their flag was flown. So,
Well, I mean, your flag's always kind of.
yeah.
Not necessarily. Usually, if you put up a pirate flag, you generally will fly that when you're nearby an enemy.
I wake the other people in the room, which is, like, I guess the other officers.
I don't sleep in the officer's quarters.
Yeah, I tell Quentin to go get.
I'm not there. I'm not there.
Oh, you're not there, of course not. Shit. I look at the dude that's with us. Go get Quentin.
Well, that's gonna be a bit of a problem because you guys are out in the lagoon. I'm in the tower.
Well, I'm sure we're. Yeah. Well, he's gonna start running. All right. That's what I told him to do.
Yeah, we if they know we're here, so Yaalkol will say, if they know where Tidewater Rock is and they're looking for trouble, then I think we're on the back foot here. So the question is, do we just charge in and take our lumps and see if we can't still take them on in a fight, or
We don't need to be that rash. We have a boat. We have a ship's boat. We have magic. We can scout the situation.
Smashy.
I just think that a show of force, right, to the first person who tries to question our hold over Tidewater Rock. We take the ship. We take their ship, and then we and just let everyone else know that this is our place.
It does not matter how we.
take it.
Captain.
Yaalkol's been like really worked up.
Captain.
I'm like,
Um,
y'all cool. It's not about show of force. Destroying them is our goal. Our victory is our goal, no matter the means.
Captain, it's just a thing, and I would perhaps want to ask Misty for sure to reassure me on this idea. Do you think that they would? Are they just waiting us out? We have the Tidewater Rock, don't we? They might assume that.
Yeah.
Do you think they would launch an attack on the rock in hopes of cutting us in?
I would suspect. That's why I want to get us on a ship's boat. It'd be quicker than land.
No, it would
no,
not.
wait.
You'd-
There's a hill. There's a hill. Right.
You'd sail by them most likely on a ship's boat, and have to hope that you're
Yeah, but
stealthy.
we're not. It's going to be almost impossible to see a ship's boat depending on the lighting in the night.
Yes, though if they have somebody with dark vision, that could help a lot.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Yeah, true.
What 60
Well,
feet?
there
do
is
you
also enhanced dark vision.
120
They
feet.
could have 120 feet.
That's like, but at that point you're next to each other.
Well, I mean,
in terms of a map scale.
that's true. That's true. But the entrance of the bay, I don't think was that huge overall. So I mean, like, you could try to be stealthy and hope for the best. Both choices are fine choices. I will tell you,
well, we
mostly
wake up.
the overland is probably actually from your positioning. If we use kind of that map, it's probably quicker, honestly, than sailing all the way around.
Yeah, well, the ship's boat's good to sneak onto the ship, but we have a portable ship's boat whenever we want, aka my
Yeah.
hat. Will wake up Nat and Misty and the Marines and other important people.
Okay.
Or we wake up the whole ship. The whole ship's awake now.
Yes.
Everyone's ready for an attack on the ship.
Okay. Are you at least keeping relatively quiet about it, or are you being like active to like?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not like banging pots and shit.
Yeah.
We're not ringing the bell.
Yeah, we're like getting everyone armored up, weaponed up, prepared, and we bring the officers into the captain's quarters, our meeting space,
Okay.
and fill them in on the information we've learned so far.
Okay.
I think it's best that us. I point at the PCs, right? We head out to the rock to defend it in case of an attack. Leave the Marines and other officers here to defend the ship in case. Or bring maybe 2 of the Marines and a handful of sailors.
We really note for future. We really need to get some manner of long-range communications, sending stones, something.
Normally not a problem, but in this case it is.
Even if they're circumstantial, they're low cost, and when they are useful, they're really fucking useful.
Yeah. Not bad. I will say, if you want to do it, it's not bad.
A missive stone is expensive. I will say that much.
I have to check something here. Your bonus is not a lot. Quentin.
Yep.
Why don't you give me a perception check?
In my sleep?
I'm gonna say this is probably you're relaxing before bed, because I'm assuming that you got some meals and stuff with the people downstairs. Like after your long day, you probably waited.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you would wait until like nightfall actually before you went down for food and stuff, because you're watching just in case something came during the evening. So you probably enjoyed a nice
Makes
meal.
sense.
And honestly speaking, I know your character. You probably hobnobbed with the guards or something. You spend enough
I
extra
don't
time.
know what you're talking about. This is baseless slander.
You spent
There's
some
probably a floof up there with you.
very well could be.
Oh, the fluke's talking to me again, are they?
Floof exists when they need to.
It's Schrodinger's floof.
Okay.
Schrodinger's floof.
I guess if there was a
It is.
floof there,
Otherwise, he
Unfortunately,
goes back into the box.
I guess if there's a floof there could also roll a perception, as two of you kind of settling down.
He doesn't have very good eyes. He has no bonus to perception. Black.
All right. Well,
He has his eyes
you'll both of you will hear something strange that sounds like a little different from the normal tide. And looking out, Quentin, you're just gonna see, just looks like some like fog and stuff. But Rio, there are shapes in that fog, approaching the base of the tower. Mm-hmm.
Is there an alarm I can ring on this tower?
Not really. But don't worry. There will be an alarm right about now. Now, this is not quite happening at the same time as everybody else agreeing to be there. But bursting forth from one of the clouds is a bolt of lightning hitting the door at the base of the tower.
It's pretty rude, dude.
Wow.
Kind of a waste
We
of
just
lightning.
took possession of that.
I'm gonna eat that person.
They are a
Absorb
bitch!
magical powers.
They're a spellcaster. They got blood.
You're not a sorcerer.
Are you a
LDS,
vampire now? What is going on with Nat?
She just keeps
Blood
talking
mage.
about eating
Blood
people
mage.
with magic. Blood for the blood mage.
Exactly.
That's for the blood magic gods. Holy
Okay.
shit.
Blood
You'd make
magic.
Yethus
This
proud.
blood magic ain't gonna fuel itself.
What do you two want to do? The door has not blasted open, but certainly there was a blast into the gate. That definitely alerted the guards, but probably very few of them were on, well, guard and ready.
I'm going to, since I assume Rio is still sort of like half in the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's
I'm
half the
gonna
box,
give-
but she want him out of the box.
I'm gonna give Rio the Fire Glass
Mm-hmm.
and see if Rio can work with the guards and get the ballistas on top, aid the ballistas with the Fire Glass, basically.
Their positioning, the ballistas would not be help on these longboats. They've basically snuck on.
Never
under
mind,
the
I will
radar.
not do that.
Yeah.
I will not
they,
do that then.
They are basically, I would say, probably the next round they will shore. So they will begin to two rounds from now. So basically you have very few seconds. You basically heard them as they were getting close.
Then I'm just gonna go run around, grab Royster, and to haul him downstairs to hold the door with me.
All right, so two of you will run down to hold the door.
As much as I talked up that one guard, I'm well aware that the guards are not.
There will be a second lightning bolt, and I actually do have to roll damage. And if I figure out how much your hit points the door has, I actually have to do this now. So give me a second.
I'll go door hit point.
Between 30 and 100, depending on the type of door it is.
I can look that.
We can be
up.
happy.
I'm assuming it's a wood door.
It has hardness of 5 and 20 hit points.
Yeah. 'Cause it's a door.
Yep.
I'm assuming that by the time I get, like, when me and Royster and whoever else gets down there is when the second one hits, right?
Yes, you can be like partially down towards there. Actually, you'll probably get all the way down there while things are boarding. But honestly, they are not going to get through it.
If this door holds through the second, if the door holds through the second bolt, I'm gonna get people to help me barricade the door. Just grab whatever.
So elemental is halved, and then minus the 5. So we'll half whatever this is. 13. So not a lot of damage from the first one, and so the door did hold up to both lightning bolts. Lucky you.
Perfect. I saw all the boxes in that room. If we switch back to that map, I'm getting all these guards to help me shove things in front of the door. Make it hard for people to get in.
Okay. So I'll switch us back to the other map. I'll switch it back to map mode as we set up for this here. So let me delete these wagon. They're gone.
I guess Rio's up here or something.
Yeah, Rio's at the top of the tower.
Well, if the ballistas don't work, then I'd have Rio helping out down here because Rio can heal and also touch things badly.
I mean, if you want to do range attacks, the battlement is a place to do range attacks from.
Oh, okay, never mind. If that is an option, then yeah, hold that up there, I guess.
Give me a second, and
Momo, how in the box is Rio right now?
I like half in the box.
Okay, then yeah, Rio is up at the top of the tower helping out.
There'll be 3 guards. We'll say there's a couple of guards up there with you, and we'll put 1 guard like down on this level for some battlement plans. That they have 7. How many guards do you want down with you? They have 7 guards right now. There are arrow slits on all the floors, so you could set up a number of arrow slits.
6, 7.
I could like put one here.
Do they have
and this-
spears? Like,
They have. Give me a second here, and I can let you know because I can't remember off the top of my head. They have heavy crossbows.
No, I mean they're melee weapon.
Oh, they have spears.
Do
They do have
reach
spears.
or no?
I think they're just normal spears, not long spears. So I don't think they have reach.
Yeah, it has to be a long spear for each.
I've never used a spear, so I don't know which spears do and don't have reach.
Just the long spears, which are like the
Okay.
two-handed. Because there's like 4 different spears or something, 3 or 4. It's
There's
weird.
like 3.
There's too many spears.
In that case, then yeah, pretty much what we got. Keep 2 down here because we can box them in like this with 4 people.
So
and have everyone like 2 up on the top, and then
we'll assume they
the
put
other
up
3
together
guys
some
there.
cover. You put together some loose cover down here, like quickly. Throw something together as you can hear the sound of axes hitting the outside here. So it seems as though they are trying to break in with axes breaking at the door. Certainly the door doesn't sound like it will happen long, and there sounds to be a lot of them as the people at the arrow slits are firing down, and there are arrows firing back at them. The battle is going heavy. And then let me just check something here. So, I will need some kind of statistics here. Or some kind... Let me get a token here. Do I have something that looks like this? I don't. Elemental. Rio can give me a knowledge planes check if you have it.
All right. Well, I have it, but I have no points in it.
Okay.
I'm just to roll it for a DC 10, and sure that won't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you I have a 0 in it. I guess I'll roll it for the DC 10. You never know. Yeah.
I made the DC 10.
I should probably-
DC 10.
She will probably be down here, honestly, because she is a warrior. She probably donned her armor and is ready to assist with him guarding her. I'll tell you, there is a mephit there that will seemingly appear out of nowhere.
There's a what?
Mephit.
There's a what? A meth head?
Mephit.
Okay,
You don't know what kind, though.
Mephit.
Mephit, yes.
Okie-dokies.
What's a mephit?
Quentin doesn't know, but
I
I'm
don't
curious.
know. I
What's a
didn't make
method?
the check.
They're
It's
like
a-
We'll find out later.
it's like a
Yeah, like
it's a type of elemental. I would say like it's some.
oh neat.
They're usually like they're a little bit more. They're not as direct like element as like a pure elemental. They tend to be like lesser versions of them. They tend to have a little bit of intelligence in comparison to the other ones, so they're a little bit smarter. But I mean, they're still like dumb. And
Cool.
you wouldn't know what type this is, but it technically is a salt mephit. But anyway,
Also, if round 3 is moving boxes around, do we have round 4 before they get in, or are they getting on our round 4?
Round 4, they'd probably be breaking in, honestly.
Okay.
The door took a lot of
Kind of stealth,
damage.
then.
Yeah, the door took a lot of damage, so probably not enough time to really get into a stealthy position. Like, I did roll low enough to not destroy the door, I will put it at. But not by a lot. As the Buccaneers are getting in there. But in the meantime, something is happening on the top of the tower.
This
Fighting with the
is a
method.
problem.
Mm-hmm.
Methods do fly.
Guess I'll take Rio out of the box.
Good news to you, you rallied the troops, so something else that could happen doesn't happen. So instead, this will probably happen. But honestly, I think I want to wait to do this combat till next time, because it's going to be pretty epic.
Yeah, probably
dang it.
not a bad idea.
Pretty
It is
epic.
11:30.
I'm so
there's
excited.
There's the battle at the top against the thing, the battle below, and there is actually one other thing going on, and certainly everybody outside will be encountering the, let's see how many troops, 30 sailors that were brought here to invade the ship, to invade the tower. Yeah. And somewhere there's a powerful spellcaster, obviously. Because lightning bolts.
Well, I mean, he wasted 2 of his 3rd level spell slots on the door.
That spellcaster gets within gun range of me. You're in for a bad time.
So, we're bringing 2 Marines and like a couple of our like better sailor fighters. So, just to
I mean,
keep in mind.
I'll grab
I will tell you, that will just be like, you will have to battle a certain amount, and they will take care of stuff. Because the guards are still doing battle, like, there'll be a lot of cinematic going on, because I'm not going to have you fight 30 CR1s. That's just ridiculous on your own.
No, I assume that's. I'm saying it just so you know, like,
Yes.
we're not fighting all of them. We brought people here because we assumed their fight would be at the tower.
For frame of reference, I would recommend the dwarf and the barbarian.
Revia left it completely up to you because you know your people.
Yeah, I'd bring
Well,
the dwarf. and the
there's
barbarian.
three different fights going on. There's the tower, there's the bottom tower, top tower, and then there's the people going after the ship.
Yeah. There's no people going to the ship.
No one's going to the ship.
Wasn't there people going for the ship?
No.
Dog.
Honestly,
And if there's people going to the ship, we have what? How many people we have on the ship? We have the rest of the crew, which is the majority of it. We have Tilly, we have Owlbear, we have Ambrose, we have Concubar, we have Crimson, we have Rosie, we have Sandra. I mean, we have like 7 people with PC classes, and then a bunch of like level 1 warriors.
they aren't going to worry about it. So I want to make this a little bit more cinematic, because there were some things I wanted to think about doing, but honestly, as the door kind of bursts open, and it looks like the large number of Buccaneers are kind of coming in, your group kind of becomes moving in from the back, as you can kind of see this like horde kind of coming up. And so I'll kind of try to arrange things for people for that. But also, there is someone sauntering down the stairs with a blood-soaked rapier. I'm just going to put X's over these guys here. No, she's been down here. She came down here because she wanted to help defend. Honestly, she's got some skill. And, you know, this is an all-out war. She can't stand back, you know, so...
Hell yeah.
But no, there is this woman sauntering down. That is not her token. Whoops. There's her token. And I will show off her picture here in a second. Give me a second to make sure everybody can see it. And then we'll have the thing in earnest as she comes wandering down from above.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna eat.
Whoa!
Where'd she come from?
That's
Got
gonna eat
blood.
it.
Pardon?
She actually had gone invisible. She actually summoned the Mephit, went invisible, flew up to the top of the tower, was actually going to assassinate whoever was inside. But Rio doesn't look to be a leader, Quentin, you and the lady were down here, so she decided just to murder a couple of the guards and come down here to flank with her own troops.
Does she have a treasure map on her back?
Yes!
Yo, can I defect? Can I defect real quick? Can I join her side?
I'll just kill you, and then you can play.
Because, like, goddamn.
We'll kill you, and you can play a Magus.
Yeah,
so it'll be
you can play the
Azimut.
Magus after
I'm
we
sorry,
kill you.
look at the calves. Look at the calves on that lady.
Okay, well, listen.
All right.
Who asked? Anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna be a bottle of blood soon, anyways.
Well,
I
no,
have an answer to that, but I can't say it on stream.
we have to take a picture of her back. All right, we gotta like do a drawing of it to get the map.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can just cut it off her body.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Nat, that's like okay. Listen, you can't say you're too neutral if you could do that. All right, that's directly evil shit.
It's not really that evil to skin a dead person.
I mean, there is that magical spell, Create Treasure Map.
Yeah. That's not an
That
evil
one-
spell.
It's a
Yeah,
grim
that's not
spell.
evil, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, it's morbid, but it's not evil.
Yeah.
But anyway, also I will throw out a bajillion Buccaneers
Ooh,
here. Give me a
fucked up.
second just to do this. Where are you, Buccaneers? There your stats. So there's like coming pouring in. I'm gonna assume they all come pouring in, kind of thing, and I'll just put a bunch of them that you'll deal with here, and we can put. I'm just gonna put you guys over here, even though you're coming from the other direction, just to make it easy for me and be more on screen. And I will have you guys fight. I don't know. Let's have you fight like Buccaneer. A couple more Buccaneers. That seems not quite appropriate enough. I'll throw some more out there. Like 9 Buccaneers sounds good. You're taking a good chunk of them.
Did the boxes in front of the door do anything, or?
Oh, the boxes in front of the door. Oh, I see what you did.
Difficult terrain.
Yeah, they're like climbing over it. Okay, so I'll kind of put them back here. They're gonna be climbing over it. You'll have a turn of trying to like, I guess sniper them while they're doing that. Something,
Cool.
But she'll be there too. Honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, her being there complicates things.
Yeah.
Because the original thing I was thinking was like, because we had 4 people down here. There's me, Royce, and the 2 guards. And we're like, okay, we can just box out these 2. Someone can sit here and just kill them as they try and climb over the boxes. But now she's here.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly the plan doesn't work. Well, it
don't
does,
worry.
but we're flanked.
here. We're coming in a couple turns.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
And I'm assuming the rest are either being taken care of by some of the other guards, because there's the ones up top, which we're helping out, and so we'll have the battle with Rio up top against the Salt Mephit and a couple of dudes that maybe will help. The battle outside against a lot of these Buccaneers, and the battle inside against the Buccaneers and Isabella, which could be joined by the others.
Revia should be able to solo assault method.
Probably.
I'm surprised how I roll sometimes.
I mean, they're not that strong.
I only crit when I'm a DM.
Mm-hmm.
Rio isn't
well
Oracle.
when I'm a DM.
They are cursed.
That's a big same for me.
I'm
Momo.
missing someone.
I'm
missing Nat. Where the hell's Nat?
Serial mister
reading a
of
book somewhere probably.
Asleep.
I didn't re-put Nat on this
No.
board.
I woke up Nat. Alright,
Yeah,
Nat's
probably,
with
here or
us.
something.
Ew.
Probably like back here. Honestly, probably hanging back a little bit more. Just so range.
This is called shield formation.
They're in acid range.
Yeah. These have to be an acid
It's
range.
This is called shield formation for a reason, okay?
Alright. And so I assume the small team you brought is going to be taking on some of the other ones, and therefore you don't have to worry about all the Buccaneers. And there's probably some that are still back on their ships, their boats, ready to reinforce, in case needed, kind of things like that. But we'll worry about this full battle next time, as we've kind of set everything up for it. It'll be a epic fight to be sure, which theoretically you should be able to take with your assistance of people here. Because honestly, God, it's glad that you've got Murder McFighterstein to help out here, because he can take a few lightning bolts for you.
My effectiveness entirely depends upon how many spells I can cast before we get into the combat.
Because honestly, you're fighting a sorcerer. They've got spells to spare.
They've got blood to spare too.
Uh-huh.
Blood for blood magic.
Uh-huh.
I love blood magic. Wait, what?
When did we drop 320 frames? It's an oddly specific number, too.
No idea.
320 is low.
I know, but, OBS has just been acting up. I gotta, check the settings and see if something's reset. The problem is I haven't messed with the settings for, years.
If your dropped is 320 over the course of 3.5 hours, that's literally nothing to worry about. That's within expected territory.
Because normally, for a long time, it was, 0, though.
Yeah, but there will be... As somebody who streamed for, 7 years... There will be days where you just drop some frames. 320 is nothing to worry about. When you start getting several thousands and it's actually noticeable on stream, then it's an issue.
All right, well,
320, it's fine.
I think we're good for today. As I said, I want to kind of have this battle be a lot of next time. We'll call it the Siege of Tidewater Rock, because that's kind of what it is. And there'll probably be a little bit of talking or something. Because, there might be. Anyway, we'll worry about all that next time. And the murder and the initiatives and all this stuff. So let me go back over here and have people shout out and give stuff. We'll start with Erik.
I have a stream that I do every Saturday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Follow me on Twitter at Gunslinger64 to be able to find out exactly what I'm doing that stuff. Right now, I'm platinuming Resident Evil. I'm going to be done with that in the next week or so, and then I'm going to be moving on to doing a Soulsborne race. That should be fun. So I'm excited to see it.
Cool.
Otherwise, I'm here, and that's very fun.
Yep. Lightning, anything to shout out?
Nope, I'm here.
Okay. Momo, anything new and different, exciting?
You can catch me here Thursdays at 9 p.m. for Children of Wrath, where I babysit two idiots and a goo man who are about to deal with the consequences of their own actions.
It will be glorious and terrible. I will say that much. So that's where we're going to be at with that one. Yep.
And they won't learn anything, because they never do.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, like, Goo Man learns, probably. Sometimes he learns. Sometimes. So.
Yeah, I play twitch.tv/Derek. Monday nights at 9 p.m. EST. We do a Kingmaker game with the mass combat rules, lots of spreadsheets, lots of cool stuff. We're in a period of a lot of kingdom rules, and it's really cool because we didn't have a lot of those.
Nice. And Umber, anything to shout out?
Next episode. It's the episode where Quentin dies and I come back as an Asmar Magus.
No, I'll die first.
Yeah, it's a race to
You're
see
on.
who dies first.
I mean, like, this person...
You're only allowed to die if you have
Big
arcane
rip.
magic.
Yeah.
This person doesn't have any instant death spells, but they also then have a lot of just spells which hurt.
Damage spells.
It's mostly that we're flanked. We're crazy flanked. This is good. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. But there is definitely a possibility
honestly,
that somebody
Quentin being in here is the best bet because you have evasion. You can dodge out of the way of lightning bolts. As she's flying them, because she's got, like, a lot more of them. She's a sorcerer. She could be launching them left and right, and you're just dodging out of the way.
Yeah, never mind. She's not even going to be able to touch me. I have an amazing reflex save.
Well,
I'm fine. Next episode, the one where I don't die.
Does lightning bolt bounce?
No,
chain lightning.
That's chain lightning.
No,
In like older editions, lightning bolt used to bounce off of walls.
Tui.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Whenever I'm DM a game, lightning bolt will bounce. End of the discussion.
That's
Alas,
what I do.
that'll be it. It's so cool. A bouncing lightning bolt makes it actually cool, like Fireball. Like Fireball is more useful because of the AOE effect of it, but bouncing on walls and shit could make it.
Okay. So yeah. For myself, I might do a bonus stream tomorrow morning. I'm gonna call it up in the air just because, like, this morning I wasn't feeling up for it and got some more rest and stuff. I had a terrible sleep. That's what happened. I might get good sleep tonight. I'll find out. Who knows? You know. I went to bed early and then slept worse than normal. That's what happens. But Children of Wrath tomorrow, and then more Pathfinder Kingmaker on Friday morning, discussing tabletop on Saturday, and then expect the like normal things like this show next week at 8 p.m. EST to show up, and then the schedule should come up. And if you've missed it, I've been playing Final Fantasy II a bunch, and then Pathfinder Kingmaker. Those have been fun. And let me tell you, Final Fantasy II gives me opinions every time I play it. I think I'm overpowered, but I don't know how I got there. Just somewhere along the way, I just magically, because you don't know level up. So it's like, am I leveled up enough? I don't know. Now I'm, like, I guess overpowered or something. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed the show and the excitement and stuff. And the only thing I regret is that I thought about it afterwards, and I should have done more with the pirate wedding. Honestly. I think that's what I should have had a little bit more of an event for that one. Though I had, like, no idea how to, like, I didn't even, it's because it's so political, I didn't think of, like, a great pirate wedding at the time. So
Well, when they inevitably actually get married, which will definitely happen, you can have an actual wedding.
There you go. That'll be like...
This wasn't a wedding. This is as much of a wedding as it was a political agreement.
This was a contract signing event.
Mm-hmm. But now you're going to be like the shining hero that's coming in and, killing off the enemies and coming in and, like, it'll be like the sparkles behind... Anyway.
Not me. Alright, I want to miss every attack.
Watching that Revia is a lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Revia
This is
is a
true.
lady.
Yeah.
Look,
Sometimes it's hard to remember because
Galarian's a fantasy world. They're progressive because they have a lot of other weirder stuff they have to worry about.
Bro, dude,
Yeah.
Galarian
It
has
doesn't matter.
Galarian has a canonically transgender shaman.
Yeah.
there you go.
Because
Sure.
magic.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, there were also liquors. Anyway, bye. I don't know. I've lost my mind.
Funny.